Oh, baby. Sorry, we are a bit late. We had to stock up on, tonight's going to be it might be a long night, so we had to stock up on a little bit of caffeine.
LaCroix.
A little bit of the LaCroix. Both lime and lemon again. Old Faithfuls. And just for snacks, in case low blood sugar happens, we get a little bit of peanut M&Ms. So we just want to make sure we had enough stuff. Obviously, Terrence is here with me tonight.
What's up, y'all?
We're
gonna do some Python, Blackjack game.
I want everyone to get excited for how far they've come. We've come a long way. You're 10 weeks in the Python course. Would you ever have thought 10 weeks ago that you would be here? What's up, F Momo? How you doing? How's everyone doing tonight? I'm actually doing really good. I feel refreshed.
That's great.
I had a good weekend. It's like a beautiful day here in Baltimore today. It's like 70 degrees, which is crazy. It's still winter time, so that was super nice. What's up, Afrocoder? How you doing tonight? Huh?
We didn't have one.
Yeah, we didn't even really have a winner this year. But tonight is going to be fun. We're finally getting to our first Capstone Project, even though I'm pretty sure the word capstone means that it's the last thing. Let's see, what is capstone? We're still doing 2, doesn't really matter. A large flat, that's not.
No, what does it mean?
It means a large flat stone forming a roof over a chamber of a megalithic tomb.
We built the house.
Roof. Yes.
The roof is last.
Culminating usually, so we got 2 of them. We have 2 things that are going to put together our roof to this. Let's turn this up a little bit. But yes, it's going to be exciting. We are obviously doing our Blackjack project. Blackjack, if you guys did not know the history of Blackjack, you're going to be learning a little bit about the history of Blackjack tonight. It was, in fact, created by Jack Black. It was created by Jack Black in a year that it will be specified when we talk about it a little bit later. So my first day, I was on the job software engineer. That is dope. Congratulations, first off. I wish I had a big congratulations button to give you some praise there. That's awesome, Avrocoder.
Nice.
We definitely we'll get back to that later. Stick around. We'll talk about that. I would love to know like how. Yeah, so many questions like how the first day was. Like I just got really excited for you. That's awesome, and I can see how it would be very exhausting. So congratulations on making it through.
Yes.
We're all super hyped for you. Keep us updated on like when your progress and kind of what's going on, the struggles you run into. I think all that stuff's super powerful, super important. We're trying to figure out a forum to make sure you can get all that info out as well. That's super dope. But tonight we are obviously most of the stuff I'm saying tonight is a joke, but tonight we're gonna put together all that we've learned. I think this is a great project to kind of have fun with. Let's see, this is not what we want. We want, let me give you access to it. Let's actually create I'll share it. It should be public, but I'll also make a little chat command for this really quick. So there goes the repo that we're gonna be working off tonight. We do have a little bit of stub code in there. We're gonna have tons of freedom with this project. So it's gonna be great. Let's see if we can do the chat command. Let's see, commands, add, exclamation point. What are we gonna call this? Let's call it Blackjack and paste in this. That feels right. All right, cool. So now you can type in exclamation point Blackjack and you can get the repo for anyone who comes in a little bit later. We will go ahead and we will get that in there for them. We're gonna give people 4 more minutes before we get started. Let people get in, get comfortable. Tonight we're gonna try to get through we're gonna talk about exactly what we're doing, and we're gonna try to get through the initial kind of setup of it. We'll start getting. We're gonna write a lot of code tonight, but we will try to get all of our. We'll try to get the structure set up, all of our classes and things set up, a little bit of the game logic. And then on Wednesday, we're going to flesh out all the rest of the game logic. Don't worry if you don't know the rules to Blackjack. We're going to talk about those things as well. Give you some references for that. But take the time right now, clone that repo. Just so you have it so you can follow along. we'll push all of our stuff, and we're actually gonna, just so we can get some practice with GitHub, we'll do some maybe we'll do some branching, and we'll try with that. Sorry about my mouse. If you hear my mouse, if you hear a little mouse squeak, like it's my mouse wheel. My mouse wheel is squeaky. What's up, Patrick Star IR? Welcome to the channel. Thank you for the follow. Good to have you. Okay, everything's working. I didn't check my levels for anything, so I didn't know if we were good. Pull this to the side. Excellent. How you doing today, huh?
It's on Wi-Fi.
Nah, this is the stream's on. It's hard. It's on Ethernet. The laptop's on Wi-Fi. Okay, so actually, you're getting to cheat and stare at what we have so far. We're gonna flesh this out in a little bit, but we're gonna hold out for a second. I actually need to clone this, so I will also clone this. So if you want this code, let's go ahead and click clone or download. We're gonna copy it here, and actually, I think I'm using SSH keys now, or am I? I don't know.
Find out very quickly.
Yeah. No, I'll just clone it with it. Let's go ahead and move this up. Let's go ahead and clone this inside of our directory that we've been working on. I always forget every single time. Mastermind streams Python. I mean, it makes perfect sense. All right, MKDir, Capstone. Nope, I'm just gonna call it Blackjack. Blackjack. Actually, where Blackjack came from?
Yeah.
It came from Jack Black.
Ah,
That's bruh. Listen, I don't know what you're talking about.
What is it?
What's up, Mano Jockey? Welcome to the channel. Thank you for the follow. And actually, I should have just cloned this directory right in there, but I'll clone this. All right.
Beautiful.
Excellent. I'm gonna do the work in. I'm gonna do the work inside of. I'm not gonna do it in VS Code, but I will leave VS Code up because we're gonna have access to our README. Maybe I will just do it on VS Code. Nah, I lied to you. I lied to you all.
That's not
Big smoke. I like it. Man, I had something to share. Oh, something we didn't do real quick. Let's just take a look. I really like pulling up the curriculum just to remind people of what's coming up. Let's just run over that real quick just to see where we are in the grand scheme of things. What's left, how you can start preparing yourself, streams you might want to skip, streams you might want to make sure you tune in for. Capstone Project Part 1. So we're going to knock out this. I'm sorry, I did not update this. But these two will be Blackjack. This is this week. Then we'll do a whole different project next week. Bigger, better project we'll be doing next week. Then we'll be talking about, the interview process, what you can expect to see, what you can do to prepare for it, what you can do to be great in that interview. So we'll talk about that. Then we have our engineering panel. And then we'll have a bootcamp retrospective. This March 27th date, this got pushed back because of what we were doing. It is a Friday, but this will be a bootcamp retro for both bootcamps. This is just a time to come together, talk about what we liked, didn't like, things we may want to change for next time. Just to kind of figure out how to make this the best experience possible, with working in the bounds of what we got so far and kind of give us some ideas on really how to take things up a notch. So yeah, we'll be doing that. So we would appreciate it if you could participate. If not, no big deal, but come if you got any feedback you want to give to us. PyCharm is better? Sure. PyCharm is good. PyCharm is really good. Just about all of JetBrains' IDEs are pretty darn good, but I'm gonna use Vim tonight. All right, so here's what we're gonna do, because this is gonna be time consuming. Let's take a look at our README. So tonight we are going to be building Jack Black's game of Blackjack. He is the creator. Here's Jack Black playing the game that he created, which is Blackjack. All right, so here is normally a README would be telling you how to use some code or how to get things installed or whatever. This is actually going to be a mission from Jack Black for us to build his game with Jack Black. So let's check it out. So, hello, Mr. Black here. What's up, Mr. Black? Aside from our many cinematic successes such as Kung Fu Panda 2, excellent movie. It's on Netflix right now if you want to check it out. And Jumanji: The Next Level, also a great movie, very entertaining, fun for the family. I'm an avid gambler, so Jack Black likes to gamble. Well, allegedly. He wrote this. I didn't write this, so I'm not spreading rumors. What's up, attentive colon. Wow, okay. Hey, well, welcome to the channel. Thank you for the follow. All right, so Jack Black, super famous actor, also loves to gamble here. So much so, he likes to gamble so much so that they named his game of choice after him. So that's this game here that we're gonna be building. It used to be called 21 or Bust. Everyone knows that. But since then, it's been renamed Blackjack. The reason it's called Blackjack is because of Jack Black, because it is his game of choice. An honor that he will forever cherish. What's up, Huck City? Welcome to the channel. Thank you for the follow. All right, anywho, with my hectic schedule, I seldom have time to play in person. Jack is, as we know, is always going around the country, recording new movies, having fun being being a personality, so he doesn't always have time to play, it looks like. Your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to make me the greatest digital game of blackjack anyone has ever experienced. We can be the deciders on whether or not it is the best of all time. I specifically want it to be built with Python 3. So, man, Jack Black looks like he knows a lot about tech. He knows Python 2 is dead. Rest in peace, Python 2. And I want it to be executed via the command line, as I despise GUIs. He spelled GUIs wrong. He really wanted to say, we'll put it in parentheses here. Oh, yeah. No, that's good. It took us back to where we can actually type and not the preview. Where did he put GUIs at? He spelled GUIs way wrong. Right. I could just find it. Oh, here we go. He really meant this. He meant graphical user interfaces. Jack Black loves the command line. What's up, Siraya PY? Sounds like you already like Python. So excellent. Welcome to the channel. Thank you for the follow. Glad to have you here. So it's almost impossible. It's almost impossible that you don't know what blackjack is or the rules. But if somehow you don't, here is the link. So we can check out the link here. I will save that. We'll check out the link down here. There's a link inside of here to check out the rules for blackjack. So there's a lot of information in this. I wanted to make it a lot of information for anyone who really is not aware of blackjack and the rules here. It's a fairly simple game, and I'll give you guys an overview so that you don't have to go through and read everything, but I do want you to have this as a reference because I want you to understand what we're doing. If you want to watch the video or something after, feel free, but I'm going to give you the basics of blackjack in a minute. So if that was too long to read, here are the requirements in game order. Feel free to use this list to keep track of what you have done. So we have a little checklist here. It is not a complete checklist. We're gonna extend the checklist, but this is the high level overview of what we're gonna need, and we can extend it as we need to. So I'm gonna explain the rules of blackjack first, the general rules, not the intricacies of it, but the general rules first, and then we'll go down this list to know what we need to do. The first, so Blackjack is a card game, is a normal 52 deck card game and of playing cards. And the goal of the game is to get closest to 21 as possible. And so different cards have different values. Each of the number cards is valued at face value. So a 1, there's no 1, or there is a 1, but no 1. A 2, there's no 1 card. 2 is worth 2 points. A 5 of hearts is worth 5 points. A 10 of clubs is worth 10 points. So if it has a number on it, it is worth that value. Any face card, minus an ace, so Jack, King, Queen, are worth 10 points each. All the same, no matter what the suit is. Suits don't matter in this game. And aces are worth either 11 or 1. So that's where it gets a little fun. Aces are pretty valuable. They're worth either 11 or 1. Not crazy important. We're gonna write this stuff down, just giving you a general overview, try to take in the game a little bit. You start the game with 2 cards. The dealer gives you 2 cards. The dealer cannot, the dealer gives you 2 cards. The dealer also takes 2 cards, so you are playing against the dealer. Everyone at the table plays against the dealer. Our game for now is going to be 1-on-1. It's going to be us versus the dealer. And the dealer in this game, we're going to make the dealer Jack Black since he wants us to make this game for him. So the dealer will have 2 cards just like you. They will have 1 card face down and 1 card face up. So you'll be able to see one of the dealer's cards, but not both. Whereas the dealer will be able to see your cards. And the goal again is to just get close as 21 as possible. You get 2 cards. You decide you have 2 options. You can hit or you can stay. Hit means you get another card. So let's say I was given a 5 and a 2. I've got a total of 7. I want to get closer to 21. So I should say hit. And so then another card would be flipped. So let's say maybe I have a king now. And now I have 17 points. Again, it's on me to decide if I want to stay or if I want to take another card. If you go over 21, you automatically lose. So that's what you have to be careful of. You go over 21, you automatically lose. As long as you're the closest to 21, you win. So it's a game of chance. It's a game of, calculating your risks. But it's a pretty simple game. It's tough to be good at it. It takes some work to be good at it, but the game itself is a relatively simple game. But again, you can check out those rules, and we'll talk more about the rules as we're kind of building this thing out. Tonight, the rules don't actually matter so much. That is why I gave you the video and the link to check it out tonight. If you want to really understand the game, you have until Wednesday to really know the rules. We're probably not going to implement many of the rules tonight. We are going to spend most of the time with the setup of all the other things, like setting up the cards and the decks and all that stuff, giving us the ability to deal out the cards, stuff like that. We're going to probably set most of that up tonight. But we'll see how far we can get in the time that we have. So now that you know a little bit about Blackjack, a little bit about the way that it's done, let's go through this. So
Curious, actually. Money have you lost playing? I can see those.
How much money have I lost playing Blackjack? I don't lose, so I've never lost. Now I'm joking. I don't really gamble. I don't really gamble. To be honest, I probably won't gamble until I get that Corvette. So all my money is going toward the Corvette right now. But I'm not really a gambler. I play I have played Blackjack in the casino, but like maybe I've lost $100. I don't know. Yeah, so it's not crazy.
Gotta play something.
Gotta play something.
You gotta play something.
Cool. So now that we talked about the rules a little bit, what are the basics of what we need to have done? Jack Black has been kind enough to give us the list of things that we kind of need to do. And so there's going to be a lot of variability in this. There's going to be some things we need to add. But basics, high levels, we need to be able to have a card. Like, you got to have the concept of a card in your code. So we need to go ahead and set that up. And these are little check boxes. So you can put little X's in here and they'll check off. But we need to have a deck as well. So we have 1 card. We need to have a deck of cards. If you're not familiar with, I'm assuming playing cards. I don't know if they're just an American construct. But in U.S. playing cards, you have 4 suits. So 4 kind of different categories of cards, types of cards, all with the same value. So you have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Jack, Queen, King, Ace of 4 different suits. Those 4 different suits are spades, hearts, diamonds, and clubs. There are 4 things there. We can look at a deck of cards really quick. So that ends up being 52 cards when you add those things together. So we need to actually have a deck of cards. We need the concept of a deck of cards to work with. That deck needs to be able to be shuffled. Shuffling is a very important part of important part of the game. Keeps it fair per se. Blackjack games actually in casinos and things are actually played with more than a single deck. Right now we're working with a single deck of cards. We're not going to get that fancy. Cards need to be dealt from the deck. So cards need to be given to us from that deck of cards that we've created. But it's important that they're from that deck because they need to then be removed from that deck. So just think about that a little bit. Players need to be able to have a hand of dealt cards. So when we deal the cards, the players need to have something that they can reference that is their hand, that is the cards that are assigned to them. The players need to have some moolah. That's some money. We're gonna be betting in this game. Jack Black, he says he's an avid bettor. Well, he doesn't say he's an avid gambler. Allegedly. I haven't confirmed the sender of this, but his picture's right here. He says he's Mr. Black.
Clearly.
Makes sense. So we need to the players need to have some money, they need to have a little bank, and they need to be able to bet money out of that bank. We also need to keep track of the money as they win and they lose. And then this little catch-all, we're gonna try to implement all of this stuff tonight, and this catch-all will flesh out for Wednesday, that we need to implement all the logic of 21 or bust, aka Blackjack. Just so you know, the game was never called 21 or bust. So I think Mr. Jack Black is lying to you. But yeah, that is what we're doing here. So we are going to be building this game out. Again, this is a very common first project for people to do after they've kind of gotten into some object-oriented coding concepts. We're going to do a little hybrid here. So we are going to use a lot of class. We're going to use classes. We're going to use object-oriented programming to do a lot of these things. But we're not going to go super crazy, because I do, again, as we've done in other instances, for some pieces I want to be a little bit verbose here. There are going to be faster ways to do all these things, but I think for a project like this, all of the things that we've been doing have been pretty small, little bite-sized pieces of functionality. For something, this isn't a huge project, but there are a fair amount of pieces to this, a fair amount of logic. We're going to keep this a bit verbose in places so that newcomers can work through it and can kind of understand, when you see magic, it can really throw you off in code. A lot of syntactic sugar. We're going to try to avoid, I wouldn't say a lot. We're going to try to avoid all of it, but kind of we're going to keep it a little more verbose. So call it out when you see if there's opportunities. Again, if there's opportunities to get better, we can definitely do that. But that I might save that might be something where I'm going to have you all submit PRs or things like that.
Nice.
Corebled, I will try to get you the code. The code should be this. The code hasn't changed, so I'll check that out. What's up, Big Kev guy? Welcome. Person sitting to the side of you increases 50% on a stream. Excellent. I do love Terrence being here. That's awesome. So, but it's going good. We're about to build this app we're about to build this game for Jack Black because he wants to play a little bit of Blackjack. Yeah, let's do it. Let's get started. So I did include some stub code here. So let's take a look. Let's take a look at the stub code and see what we have. All right, amazing. This looks extra great. I did in fact put in some things to kind of lead you down the pipeline here, lead us down the pipeline, because this is not pre-written. This is not a pre-written Blackjack game. So our implementation of this is going to be completely unique. This was not pre-written. So that's all we're gonna go through. We're gonna use what we've learned. Huh?
You make these classes?
Yeah, I mean, they're not classes. They're literally just a class, like not even stubs.
I mean, did you actually type it, or did you actually type it?
No, I typed this. Yeah.
Right. It looks very official. That's all that.
It looks official?
It looks official to me, bro.
It literally is 4 empty classes.
I'm just saying.
Oh, thanks. Well, okay.
The comments and stuff. All
right, cool. So I'm hoping these are the complete set of classes that we're going to need to do. May not be the complete set of classes. It's okay. We're going to build on this. I want this to, again, be a unique experience for what we're going to do tonight. All right. Take a look. Take it in. Read through some of the comments if you'd like. Read through some of the comments if you'd like. Whoa.
what happened?
Google is listening to me. Excellent.
Real
Check Google Classroom for you, too. Thanks for bringing it up. Cool. Yeah, we'll get the code. It should be. I'll check the one that's in. I'll compare the one that I have to the one that is in. What's the thing called? You may have used the wrong. Like there are two codes. There should be 2 codes in there, one for each of the boot camps. But yeah, we'll check it out in a second. All right, let's get going. So object-oriented programming. You can absolutely build a Blackjack game without using object-oriented programming. You can do it. It is not essential to use this paradigm, but it does make it a lot cleaner, actually. And it does end up making more sense kind of once you do grasp the concepts. Also, this will help you grasp some of the concepts of it. You can notice that there's not a class here for the game itself. And we'll talk about that. The game logic, I'm we'll figure out when we get there if we want to make that a class itself. I don't necessarily think it needs to be a class. And again, I think the amount of verbosity that I'm looking for here, this might be better not in a class through just a various amount of functions
and stuff like that. Yeah.
But we're going to start with these things. So because we're dealing with objects, we have a few objects from the requirements that I think we need to make. One is a card. We need to create an object that kind of instantiates a card itself. So a card being that singular, a jack of hearts or a 3 of clubs. That individual card is something that we want to represent via this class, this card class. So what does a card need to do? So actually first, in here, I let us know that the init constructor should accept the card suit and card value. So I wanted to get the ball rolling. I didn't want us to have to think way too hard to figure this out, especially if you were not familiar with Blackjack. We'll have to think a lot harder on Wednesday on what we're gonna do. This is to get us moving. So the init constructor should accept the card suit and the card values. We've learned during the object-oriented programming section what the init constructor is, and we are gonna see, why am I covered? We're gonna see if, I couldn't see the comments. If we can go ahead and set that up really quick, so that it can do that. And again, what are the card values that are available to us? Card values that are available to us are 2 through ace. So how many is that? 2 through 10.
Face cards.
And then you got the face cards, was that 13 or 14 a piece? I don't know, can't do math. I don't know if it's inclusive or exclusive, but we'll figure that out. So, but we also need 1 for each suit. Let's talk about how we're gonna do that. I think, and let's just start out with the constructor. So def
13
underscore init underscore. All right, that's nice. We've seen that before. We've seen that constructor that's gonna initialize this class whenever we call it. We know, what do we know for a fact about these this init function or these classes? They always take a parameter or an argument of self for sure, but we also need to take a suit and a value. So we can do suit and value. So far, we may not know what we're gonna do with these yet, but so far we've done at least what this little thing says right here. Init constructor should accept the card suit and the card value. So while we're going through this, we'll go through and we'll test. As we're running through, we'll see that things work. We'll run the code, all that stuff. So don't get too frazzled as we're going through. Because again, it's gonna be a lot of, like, I don't think the concepts are gonna be crazy new to you, but there's gonna be a lot of stuff on screen and like a lot of moving around and different things. So let me know if you need me to slow down or speed up. If you guys are like, bro, you are going too slow, let me know. It's a concept I still don't get. When to have a class and when not to. That's an excellent, yes. It is, it's more of a, like, that is more of a stylistic thing. I've had arguments with people about this. About when a class makes sense. I think there are some good general rules to follow for that, but I think it's more of a feel thing, and it's the way that you're going to be using these things. Everything does not need to be an object. I've seen people use non-stop objects, and it makes the code confusing. Actually, if people are using, like, forcing objects out of things that do not need to be objects, it's interesting. So maybe we'll make it not an object. We can move it back and forth in between, maybe, and maybe see what we can do.
That gets real philosophical.
It's like real philosophical.
When to use a class and not to.
Rule of thumb for me is going to be use the same block of code multiple times in your program. Then it may be good to utilize classes and or functions. So more than once, yeah. So yes, definitely classes and or functions. But my specific problem is class. Like, do I want functions inside of classes, or or do I just want to make just kind of bare functions? What's up, Pylang? Welcome
That's
tonight.
A good definition. I think when you want to repeat something and you want to encapsulate all that functionality in that thing, they use a class.
Yep. So we are going to be, again, like I said, we do not need to be doing. First off, if you look up how to create these answers to this are all over the internet. If you look up how to do a blackjack game in Python, you find a bunch of answers. We've already shown you that No, your code can be wildly different and still be effective. So you don't need to do it this way. If you want to run through it in the beginning on your own and make it however you want to make it, feel free. But again, I think over time you'll pick up some of the things that like will help you stylistically and philosophically be able to know how you want to handle things. And again, I chose these things to be classes. We may go through and decide that a bunch of things that I was going to write definitions for should actually go into classes. We'll change it up. I'm sure there'll be some pivots on this. So we can talk about it as we get to those. So first thing the card needs to do, it needs to instantiate itself, and it needs to take in a suit and a value. So we should be able to give this card both a suit and a value. Those are properties that it kind of needs to have. And generally, as we normally do, we're going to assign those to something. So self.suit is going to be suit, and self.value is going to be the value. All right, so great. We can pass that there, can instantiate those things, but we need to think of like, okay. So this is why I didn't want us to spend too much time. Like you can run
your
like
brain is going
spaghetti code like the logic of Blackjack. That's why I put these helpers in here to kind of get us moving. So then the constructor should accept a card suit and a card value. We think that I think that we've done that. Whether or not this is useful or not yet, I don't know. I think this is good so far. We'll start fleshing out code and go back when we need to. But I also think we need to create a constructor to return the string representation of your card. Why are we doing that? You may be like, why is that there? How did you even think of that? So just thinking ahead a bit. We're gonna be playing. This is going to be a game that Jack Black is playing from the command line. He said he specifically hates GUIs and that he wants to play this game from the command line. So I think that when we are going to be passing back information to and from the player, whether that be us or that be Jack Black, that the information should kind of come out as a string of things. So something like when we get a 3 of diamonds, like that's how it should be expressed to us. How else from the GUI are we going to know what we're kind of getting and playing with? 3 of diamonds, Jack of hearts. I kind of want to stringify these things. I kind of want to make them strings so that it kind of just makes sense, so that each of the cards actually ends up being a string. Like the representation of a card is actually a string. So
string.
Yeah, so we could or two. You can simply do a 2-string method or something. So we're gonna take that. We're gonna create another one. Because we're not doing anything else, you can actually have another constructor in here. We can call it card string. That could work. And it's just gonna take in self. And all this is gonna do is it is simply gonna return. We're gonna F string it. I want it to return basically. So I really wanted to do like self.value and then like self.suit. So like self.value plus like of. So what are we doing right now? We're concatenating some strings here. Self.suit. So a couple things that are going to need to happen here. Just forward thinking, and I'm only calling this out to be to kind of help you start to think of things earlier. If we're going to do some string concatenation here, we know that these things must be strings. Also, so we're either going to need to trust right now. We can either trust that they're going to be strings when they're passed in, or we could do some type casting or type coercion to make sure they're strings. One thing we do know is that we're going to be taking some input. Actually, we're going to be creating this. We'll just assume that we're going to pass them in as strings for now. If not, we can come back. So, basically all this class is doing right now is it's when we call the card class, if we instantiate card and we give it a suit and a value. So if we give it, some suits and some values, we can go ahead and now return that suit plus of plus that value plus of plus suit. So it should come through as
5 of hearts.
5 of hearts.
Yeah.
King of diamonds. is the first part that we're gonna do. Yeah, we'll probably need some spaces in here. And again, this may be way off for now. But I know, so we've actually never done a second constructor here. I purposely put this here, again, to kind of just show you a new concept. You've only ever seen kind of one constructor here, but it's just to check out to see how this works. So let's actually check this out and see if this works. I'm gonna put a pass in all these. What's up, Medin 4K? Medin 4K, welcome to the channel. Thank you for the follow. So if anyone wants to read up on methods, yep, in Python, they're often called magic dunder methods. I didn't know that. I actually didn't know that. Cool. I will look that up as well. Cool, so I'm gonna pass all these so that we can actually run this code. Because remember, all functions, all classes need to have something underneath them to run or the code will break. So we're gonna pass all these. And then we are gonna go ahead at the very bottom here, and maybe we can use a different file for this. No, that's gonna be too much. So we're gonna instantiate a card. Yeah, we're gonna instantiate a card and then we're gonna print it out. So let's down here, let's go our card equals card. And what are we gonna pass in? We're gonna pass in value, a suit and a value. So suit first, value second.
Hey,
What's up, yo?
got some celebrities.
We got some celebs in the building.
For sure.
So, this is the best part about working in a co-working space. You have so many friends. It's great. So we're gonna pass in the suit first. I forgot that fast. Pass in a suit, then a value. So I like hearts because
The magic duck thing is real. Wow.
I mean, oh, you heard that? He didn't believe you.
No, I did believe you.
Terrence
I totally believe you,
Terrence
bro.
didn't believe you, ZBs. Terrence didn't believe. He looked it up and he was like, "Oh wow, it's actually
Trust
a real
me,
thing."
verified, bro. Come on.
So you should feel some type of way about this guy.
No.
So hearts, and our number is going to be a 5 of hearts, and let's go ahead and let's print our card. Let's see if this works. Might work, might not. What are we doing here? We are instantiating the class here. Remember, you have to create an instance of that class, and it needs to have a suit and the value. We've done that, and then they need to be strings for what we want. And let's see if this works. May work, may not, and we'll adjust accordingly. This is how we're gonna make sure we didn't write too much code for that to work. Okay, it's an object, so this is good. This is a good thing here. We got an object back because a class is in fact a class will instantiate an entire object. That's great. It did not fail. How do we get the oops. What's up, Raulito Ka? Welcome to the channel. How you doing? Set cases only for functions, variable names. Sure, that's fine. Using car string, miss Y. Oh, I mean, I can. That's fine. I can do that. Y, I can do that. It'll work either way. But sure, this is a common way that people do it, which is kind of just for the representation of this. But it's the same thing. This will allow it so I don't have to pull out the. I forgot this would allow so I wouldn't have to pull out the object. I could still pull out the object just fine there as well. But or I could read the object just fine. So cool. That makes it a little bit easier actually, which is great. Saved us some time. We don't have to do anything extra. So we are in fact getting, when we're passing through a suit and a number, a value, we are in fact building out the string that is here. Thank you very much for saving us some time. 5 of hearts. 5 of hearts. Yeah, so 5 of hearts.
Other way, you have to pull out the object and then call that thing.
Yeah. I'd have to get information out of the object. All right, cool.
We're done with the intro, yeah.
What you say?
We're we're done for the card class.
Yeah, I think we're actually done for the card class. So we're able to create a card, and maybe we'll just change it. Let's make a couple real quick.
Base card.
Yeah. Yank.
Now I got a question. Now in this case, when you're designing this class, would you make hearts, diamonds, club, and spade enums or enumerations, or like some kind of other data type, so that it's not just hard coded like that? That way you have it once and you change it once, it changes everywhere in the code.
Yeah, I think there's a number of ways to do this.
Personally, what would you do?
Personally,
Yeah.
I would. Personally, we're not there yet, but personally, I wouldn't actually specify anything until we got to the deck.
Okay.
And I would call them there, or I would do global, variables.
Okay.
For a collection of a global variable for the collection of. This is interesting because these are like, there aren't any other card suits.
I know.
Like, so it's like. Enumerations. It's like there aren't any other card suits, so I would probably just hard code the.
Piling a name. Makes sense.
Yeah, tuple. That's fine.
Yeah.
Tuple list doesn't matter. So let's do like a king, and let's do like an ace of. Just make sure we're getting some stuff out here of clubs, diamonds, and it would make sense for me to do another one. But I'm not going to because there are 4 suits. Undo. Oh, what's happening? Oh, I'm hitting I. That's what's happening. Oh
no!
Redo. That's not how you redo. All right,
do a redo in Vim.
Oh, I broke everything.
It's all. We're done here, folks.
That's fine. We're just gonna have 2 hearts because your boy's lazy. The yank. All right. We just want to make sure that we get a 5 of heart, king of hearts, ace of clubs. So this is great. Excellent. We have values. We have all these things. We have values. We have suits, and we're able to represent the card via, a string, which I think is really nice.
It's gonna be helpful.
I think it's gonna be helpful later. It's easy to identify when you see King of Hearts, you know exactly what we're talking about, or you know exactly what kind of card you have. And if you don't know exactly what kind of card you have, then we'll Google King of Hearts, and now you can.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. That's better. King of Hearts for anyone who needs a visual learner and you don't know much about cards.
That third one right there. That's flexing. Brother's flexing, bro.
Yes, you are correct.
Whoa.
All right. So cool. We got our card. We have a representation of each of our cards. So we can, we can cross one thing off the list. And actually, let's go into here and let's knock that off for now. I think we did it. Let's go ahead and throw this X in this bad boy. I think it's a capital X. We'll do it.
Yes,
and we get a little checkbox in here. We've knocked off the first of our list, and we're making decent time. Okay. Now we're going to get into the fun stuff. So I'm going to delete. I kind of want to delete these so that it's a little like it doesn't look so.
Comments?
Yeah.
Go ahead and get rid of it.
I'm gonna do the comments. You have the mock file. You can leave them in yours. I'm gonna delete them so that we're a little bit things are a little bit easier to look at. I think it cleans it up a lot when we do this. All right, we have a card that's created. Now we need a deck. We need a deck of cards. There are a number of ways to do this. And we need to use these cards that we have here. We want to use this card class that we have here to be able to generate a deck of 52 cards. I believe it's 52 cards. That sounds like the right number. 52 pickup. I'm pretty sure is the game.
I remember that.
Not including jokers. And we want to use this to be able to create that deck of cards. Again, we have 4 suits, and we have a static number of suits and a static number of values basically that we're going to use. So here's what we can do. Let's read what we have here. The init constructor should create a deck of cards using our card class. So we can actually create we can actually create our deck right in our init constructor of this class. Wow, not dash, but more in fact one of these bad boys. It's gonna take in self. I don't think it needs to take anything but self. I can't think of anything that it would need to take but self. Yeah,
it's gonna be.
And so let's remove this pass up here. All right. So here's the hard part. We know that we have suits, 4 suits, and we know that we have the different values that we have. I think we should go ahead and just make these global variables. Again, this is a matter of preference, but we'll just go ahead and put it in the global space here. So remember, take it back to our scoping. Lesson. And if we make something global, that means everything in the program is going to have access to it. It is available globally. Rather than being scoped down to one of these classes or functions. And again, we're just deciding to put. So let's call this our suits. And let's go ahead and I think we should make a list. We can make a tuple, whatever. It's not going to change, so we could make a tuple of suits. No problem. That's just a matter of changing the parentheses, changing the end items. So we're gonna have hearts. Let's capitalize it. We're gonna have hearts. We're gonna have, what's up, Schmidty? Welcome to the channel. Thank you for the follow. So glad to have you here. We've got hearts. We've got the diamonds, a woman's best friend. We've got spades, which if you like to play spades, that is you want those.
Game.
Very dangerous game. It causes all kinds of fights, breaks families up.
Oh my god. Barbecues is over.
And we got clubs.
Dang it, man.
We got clubs right here. And I think we're in business here. We have a list of suits. And because we have a list, we should already be thinking about iteration. But yes, we have suits. And then let's go ahead and add our values. Our values are going to be... so there are a number of ways to do this, actually. We're going to have to deal with these another way. Well, we'll figure this out later. We'll put them in now. But there are some... I'm trying not to think too far ahead.
What are you thinking about?
So you have values. You have the values of the cards. Yeah. We're going to need to do some addition later. But right now, we're handling these as strings, which is fine. So we know we can do some typecasting or type coercion, but we also know that we have values that are not numbers. So even if we typecast, you can't typecast kings to an integer to be able to do math, but that's okay. We're gonna handle that later. Yeah. We'll start with our list of values. Let's just create our deck first. We'll worry about that when we get there. So we're gonna create 2. And there are also easier ways to do this than this, but again, verbosity is what we're gonna do here. Or maybe we should, if we're gonna do strings, we could do a dictionary. We could do a dictionary of like
key value.
Yeah, key value. So we could do something like 3. So that we have value to work with. But for right now, I kind
of like that, dude.
For right now, I like that too.
That's solid.
I like that too. And Aces does have 2 values. That's what makes it even more fun. Schmitty from the block, I like that. Booleans, whether or not included jokers, maybe. We're not including jokers at all for this one.
I don't think jokers even work.
Yeah, Blackjack, yeah. Dicks for the win. I probably should have said dictionaries for the win. No one clipped that. That sounded... I didn't pronounce the T very aggressively. No, but man. You can include the value in the card object. I could absolutely make a dictionary. We're gonna make a dictionary. Let's make a dictionary.
I'm with the dictionary.
It's okay, we don't judge. I appreciate that. Let's make a dictionary. How do we make dictionaries? All we got to do is just switch it up
Have you
just
guys
a little
made
bit.
dictionaries before? On the
We
other
made dictionaries.
Nice.
So let's do a 2 and give that a value of 2.
Oh, I love that.
All right. That looks
good.
That feels good.
That feels good.
3 and give this a value of 3.
First.
I have to type so much. This is why I didn't want to do this. I would rather put in spaghetti go logic than to type this out right now.
It's just upfront cost, man.
It is upfront cost.
You know.
And I'll put this in a longer, like I might put it in a vertical list just to make it easier to. He left me. See, you see this? He left me while I'm doing the hard work. I'm doing this is killing me. You know I'm a bad typist. I got fat fingers. You can't be a good typist when you have fat fingers. 7, 8, 8. Group project, yeah. I mean, it's yeah. We're all there is stub code for this. If you do bang, if you do exclamation point. Blackjack, it'll give you some stub code that we're kind of working off of. We're just making a blackjack game. It'll go up in GitHub. So yeah. What happened? Here we go. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm making sure I spelled everything right. 8, 9. This is the worst part about coding. Worst part. The problem is when we get to the problem with the dictionary is that when we get to aces, we're gonna have to handle those because again, an ace in blackjack is either an 11 or a 1. But we'll worry about that. We'll give it an 11 for now, and we'll work with it. And maybe we should give it a 1. We'll give it an 11 first. We'll give it an 11 first. Then we'll handle that later. So 10. It's gonna be 10, and then. We're gonna do Jack. Jack is gonna get a value of 10. Remember, I said all the face cards have a value of 10. We're gonna do Queen. Then King is going to be value 10. And Ace. We're gonna start with a value of 11. Start there, and let's actually make this vertical. Feel like there we go. Yeah, that looks better. B. What's up, 003 Random? Welcome to the channel. Thank you for the follow. So glad to have you here. Jack, Queen, King, Ace, and it's clean. Look at that; it's all cleaned up.
Just in time. There we go.
You're just not a good person,
bro.
All right, so look at this. Now we have a dictionary, a key values, key value pairs for the values in our for our cards. This is great because now we're using strings, but we also have to do some arithmetic later. We're gonna have to perform some arithmetic operations later. And this way we have this all set up. And I think most people would like it if I move this down like this. So cool. We're gonna be syntactically nice. What's up, Clerco? Clarko. Welcome. Thank you to the channel. Well, welcome to the channel. Thank you for the follow. All right.
Progress.
Cool.
Feel good about this.
Huh?
Feel good about this. Progress.
Good progress.
Yeah.
All right.
No spaghetti code yet.
Not yet. We're gonna spaghetti.
It's happening.
My
man ate spaghetti today. First of all.
Yes, I did. My meal prep today was spaghetti. So we are going to write some spaghetti code. We'll get there eventually. We don't like to do things cleanly.
The right way.
You learn more when you do it the wrong way. All right, so now that we have our suits and our values, now we can do some pretty simple stuff to iterate over these things.
Yeah.
So
immediately when I'm thinking about the deck, right? Obviously, we got to create 52 objects of these cards, like 52 card objects.
52 card objects.
I'm thinking immediately, what collection should we use? Ease the later down the road functionality of removing things, adding things. You know what I mean? Because we're gonna have to remove stuff. So I immediately go into the collection mode. What's the best collection for that? You know what I mean?
Great question.
Foresee a little bit.
Great question. Yeah. So let's talk about that real quick. What are the different data types that we have, data structures that we have to kind of handle this? We have tuples. We have lists. We have dictionaries again. I don't think we want to use dictionaries. What's up, Elon Musk? Welcome to the channel. Dictionaries. What else do we have? We have sets. So automatically, sets could work. We are automatically not going to do sets. Why are we not going to do sets? Because we are going to need to.
Everything is unique.
Everything's unique. That's not a problem. The problem with sets is sets are unordered, aren't they? I'm pretty sure sets are unordered. I'm pretty sure. Can someone confirm that?
They're probably unordered. I don't see why they would.
I'm pretty sure sets are unordered.
Why do we need order?
Why do we need order?
Yeah.
We need order because we're shuffling, and because so we need this to have an order because we're going to be shuffling these cards up, and when we do shuffle them up, I guess technically,
you can get away with
technically you don't need it. I guess technically you don't. Honestly, but we're not going to use that because we're going to shuffle things up, and we kind of want the order. We want to kind of match real life. You shuffle up the cards. They're in a.
It gets easier.
They're in a. I don't want to say set format because then it's going to sound like we're going to use sets. I don't know. I generally default to list almost always.
Yeah.
And I think a list is going to be fine. We are going to use a random function to do that. So yes, you are absolutely right.
Smart people.
I know, right? Let's see. Mom spaghetti. Yes. No, actually, this is not my mom's spaghetti. This is my wife's spaghetti. It's definitely an 8 Mile reference. I'm well versed. In all Eminem references. I catch them. I'm just not going to respond to it. Making 2 separate lists and calling the zip function. I feel like someone else told me about that zip function last time, which was interesting.
Yeah, last time we did it.
Which is interesting. But it's not a part of my repertoire yet. So I did not use that. I'm sorry.
Yes.
They won't even try that until at least 9:45. That's true. I love it. Hey, don't play with us. You're gonna get to know us, and you're gonna either get to like us or you're gonna hate us. That's the truth. We ain't doing no zip until 9:45 when we got everything else out of the way, and then we'll clean it up just a bit. All right.
Oh man, they know us.
All right, so here I did chain cast. Okay, so you guys are just jealous.
They really hated it last time.
Just jealous you didn't think of it first.
Oh man.
I think that's what we should do with every variable now. Is we should cast it to every other variable before we turn it back into what it originally was. I think that's the best way you're supposed to code to make sure you've accounted for all things. All right, so. We're gonna create a variable for this deck. So we're gonna create a self.deck. So we're gonna create a variable of deck in here, and we're gonna set it to an empty string. I could actually not an empty string, an empty list. Again, I actually don't need to set it to an empty list first. I could just build this, I believe. But I want to be a little bit verbose. I want people to see what we're doing here. Okay, how do I get 52 of these cards? Do I call the card class 52 times? Perfectly reasonable answer.
That's what I'm thinking.
Oh man! So this is not what I'm thinking.
What are you thinking?
So yes, we are going to call it 52 times.
You're going to call it 52 times.
We are going to call it 52 times.
Either way you slice it. What are you thinking?
We're not going to just type it in 52 times. Okay,
dude,
all right.
No.
We are going to
52 lines.
We're also not going to.
You're going to call it 52 times.
We're going to call it 52 times.
Yes.
How are we going to call it 52 times?
My man just played me, y'all. He really thought I was going to talk about 52 lines.
You said
it 52 times.
I said call it 52 times, and you said that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, but not typing it out, man.
Okay.
He gives me no credit, y'all.
So what do you mean? What do you mean?
Maybe it's just a loop or something like that. and just have that new card, whatever.
So yes, yeah, we're definitely gonna use loops. What's the best? I mean,
For loop, you know the exact number of iterations, 2052. It's just simple.
so you could do that.
Or clearly you have
I mean,
idea here.
okay, no, we're just gonna do it. So four, so four. What are we pouring?
Let's see. For
We need to make sure that
we got
each of these suits
yeah,
gets a card of each of these values.
that makes sense.
What are we doing?
So you got to go into the suits because you need to So for whatever in suits.
For suit and suits.
Yeah. And
Okay.
then iterate through that other list, I would think.
So that's the 4 loops. Is that what you want? Or
That's what I'm thinking.
okay.
Is that yeah?
I think this is right.
I'm just going off the top of my head.
No,
I don't know.
I think this is right. I'm going off the top of my head too. I'm pretty sure this is right. Whenever you have 2 lists like that, and you need to account for everything in those lists. It's almost always this for value and values. All right, so this is a nested loop, and we're gonna say it's gonna first go through these. It's gonna hit the first heart, then it's gonna run the next loop, and it's going to go through this. It's gonna iterate through this loop. It's gonna hop back up top, hit diamonds, run through spades, run through clubs, run through. Okay, so we're gonna loop through these things. What's up? Oh, that's the first donation we had a long time. I appreciate that. I genuinely appreciate that. 003 Random. Thank you for the support.
Thank you.
This way, we'll code this game to make sure that you never lose to Jack Black. You will always 003 Random will always win against Blackjack. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. We really appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Cool. So we're gonna go through each of these things here, and what we're gonna do is now we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna call the card class. So nested loops again can be very confusing. So we're looping through these things up top. So it's gonna start the loop at hearts. And then, the first thing it's gonna do is start a new for loop. So it's gonna get into hearts, and then it's gonna go through all of these values. And what do we want it to do? We want it to go ahead and call the card class.
What?
See, I'm using a theme that I don't pay for.
That's what happens, bro.
So it just gave me a little thing there.
Reminder.
All right, so what do we need to do? We need to call a card, we need to create it, and we need to put it inside of the deck, right? We need to instantiate a card, and we need to put it inside the deck.
Can we print it first?
Let's print it first. I like that. We're gonna print them all first. I like that.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and print suit, and let's print value, and let's print suit. All right, so basically we're gonna run this, and we're not really gonna do anything but print these things out. So we'll go ahead and down at the bottom, take away all this crap down here. We just want to ensure that we're iterating through stuff properly. And what do we need to do? We need to just call instance of a deck. Yeah. This. Well, is this gonna? I don't even need to do this, do I?
I don't think you have to do that.
I think I can just
because
the print's in there.
Yeah, the print's
So, but I need to instantiate it, don't I? Or does this do an instance but doesn't save it anywhere? Let's find out. We'll find out. I don't know. Yes, I do. I lied to y'all. I knew. What's up, Dream Xer Games? Oh, X Games fan, I guess. 15. Welcome to the channel. Thank you for the follow. All right, let's take a look at the list and let's make sure it is iterating the way that we think it's supposed to be iterating. So 2 of hearts, 3 hearts, 4 hearts, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Jack, queen, king, ace. For hearts, down to diamonds, looks the same. Down to ace, starts with 2, ends at ace. For diamonds, starts at 2 of spades, ends at ace of spades, starts at 2 of clubs, ends at ace of clubs.
beautiful.
Look at us.
Beautiful.
We are
Geniuses.
so smart. Jack Black
I love
put
it.
his energy into the right people
He sure
to be
did.
able to create his application. He
Definitely
said they wanted the best ever. Nobody's doing this. People out here are really calling the card class 52 times manually.
Ain't nobody doing that.
Manually, okay?
Not even the beginner person. I doubt it. No way.
I did FizzBuzz manually before.
Hey.
All right, so instead of doing that, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna actually instantiate the card, and let's put it into the deck. So how do we do that? What can we? First off, let's start to pick up the things that we know that we can use here. How do you add things? How do you add things to a list? How do we add things to a list? We append them. What are we appending them to? To the deck. So we can do self.deck.append. We can use the append method to append these things to the deck. All right, append method. You've seen the append method before. That's just going to stick it on to the end. Order doesn't matter because we don't care about the order going in because we're going to shuffle it up anyway. And so in here, what are we going to do? We're going to call the card.
What's first?
We're going to call the card, and good thing we can look at it right here. The suit first, then the value. So suit, comma, value. All right. And so once our deck is created, here's what I want to do. I want to simply print first the length.
Good idea.
What's length in Python? Len?
Yeah, Len.
All right.
Every time.
The length of self.deck first. So let's see how long it is. Pause. Sorry, I'm not a grown up. I'm sorry. So length of self.deck, and then let's just do length first. Make sure we have the right thing, and then we'll print it out to make sure we have it. So we already know that we were looping through them properly. Now we are using the append method to add on some items into this deck that we create, this empty deck that we created up here. But we're instantiating this card class with the suit and the value each time. So let's see if this in fact does work for us. And would you look at that? Not only are we great at doing this, but we do have 52 cards as we expected.
They wild annoying. It is wild.
I'm gonna have to let y'all go. I'm gonna. Everyone loves a good deck joke. That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. I have to pick my words more wisely. Cool. Okay. It has 52. Let's actually print it out so we can see what's in it to make sure the right things are in here. All right, and it looks like we know there are 52 things in here, but it looks like we have the things that we care about. All right, so we actually have not only created a card, but we've used those things to create an entire deck of cards. Does that fix one of our problems?
Yes.
Dang, we're moving so fast. We're not moving fast at all. So we're gonna have to speed. It's 9:09. It's fine. We're gonna get through this stuff.
Ooh.
We're gonna get through all of these.
Get through all that. We're
Easy. We're cake. All right. So we got our deck now. Oh no, I broke something. Oh, there we go. All right. So we have some more. So let's delete this to clean it up. Okay. Now we don't need this either. We have our deck. Excellent. So now what we can do is to make everything fair. Mr. Black needs a way to shuffle.
Okay.
So, this is very interesting. This is a very interesting topic to be on right now. There are many, many ways we can manually shuffle this deck. He needs to shuffle. Yeah. Yes. He needs to shuffle the deck. So how are we going to do that? You could do it manually. You could create some interesting algorithm to fix this. I'm going to save you some time here. There is, in fact, a shuffle method that you can use, and so you might want to just Google
a shuffle method.
How to shuffle in Python. You might want to just Google that. You want to like, you don't need to always write your own unique code unless someone tells you to, but maybe you can just
My man, I love it.
you can just use the shuffle method to randomize the items in place. Okay.
There's nothing wrong with that. If this is a method that's provided for you, more than likely it's more efficient than anything you can come up with.
Yeah.
So
yes,
it's in the standard library.
So
use it.
Save me some time.
Amen.
You do need to import the random function to do this. Not the random function, the random package to do this. So you need to import random, and then you have your list, and then you call random.shuffle on that list. So you call the shuffle method on passing the list, and it goes ahead and it shuffles that list for you. What an interesting dance over here. So cool, and it reshuffles it differently every time. No idea how this actually works. I'm pretty sure it just generates some random numbers to move things to. But we can in fact use that. So let's go ahead and do that. And again, I've seen very interesting implementations of randomizing, trying to shuffle and trying to keep it random. The only problem is, a lot of times when people would first try to implement some type of shuffling, they implement a pretty static way of shuffling, so they end up getting the same type of deck. It does in fact shuffle, but they get the same deck over and over again every time they play, which completely, your app would cost all of the casinos lots and lots of money. But yeah, so we will use that. So we're gonna add in some new things that we've done before that we're including in here. So we're going to go ahead and we are going to import random. And so random is used for a number of things, mostly to generate random things. And so we can use that to now shuffle up what we want to have here. So let's go ahead and create a function here, so that we can go ahead and we can shake up what we want to have here. So let's do def shuffle. I'm gonna call it shuffle deck. Just not to be confused with the actual shuffle method, even though shouldn't be confused with the shuffle method. I'll let you continue to handle that.
Respond.
Yeah. So this is gonna take in it's gonna take itself. And then this is going to be a pretty simple thing. This is going to be a def that you've seen before, that you've done before, and we're going to call random, just like in our example that's up here. We're going to call random.shuffle and the list that we want to shuffle up. So we're going to do random.shuffle and the list, and so that's just going to be self.deck. So that's the list that we have up here. And we're gonna call random.shuffle.self.deck, and let's go ahead and so if we do that, we can do down here, instead of calling deck, we can call deck dot. Well, this is actually not gonna work, I don't think. I don't think it's gonna work at all, but it'll be fun anyway to click it and see, because I actually don't know. Yeah, it won't work. Didn't think it would work. What can we do? We can create an instance of deck first. Our deck equals deck. Deck doesn't take anything, does it? And then print our deck dot shuffle deck. And I'll copy this. Actually, I'll print it once first just to make sure it prints. Okay, what did I do wrong here? Did I not? Do I need to return it? Is that the problem? Here's the deck. The deck. And it should take. It feels right. Do I need to take in self.deck? That feels whack. That feels like I don't need to do that because I'm taking it all self.
I shouldn't need to do that.
Do I need to return it? Is that what I need to do? What am I doing wrong here? Let's find out. Tell me what I'm doing. Our deck. So we instantiated deck. Random. A shuffle deck. Why are we getting a none? Return self-die deck and not random. Oh, yes. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, yes. That makes sense. Well, I wonder, does random actually change it? Yes, it does actually. Cool. I don't know. That feels yes. Okay. All right, so if we run it again, we should not get the same output. So let's run it twice and check that out. The first item here is 3 of clubs. First item here is 4 of diamonds.
Nice.
9 of diamonds, 2 of diamonds, 2 of clubs, 9 of spades. Run it again. We should get even different output. 10 of hearts, 4 diamonds, 3 of clubs. What is the last item? 5 of clubs, 5 of spades, 9 of hearts. So that works. Thank you for that. It does do it in place. And shuffle, a random dot shuffle returns none. That is good to know. Never used random dot shuffle before.
Nice.
I knew it existed because I only know it existed. I've never used it because I've actually never written a Blackjack application. But when I looked at someone's when I was first trying to figure out what projects we were gonna do, and I saw that they had a shuffle method. I was like trying to figure out where they were shuffling. I was like, oh, like let me see what kind of magic they did to shuffle. And it was like I saw the word shuffle, and I was like looking at it. I was like, did they make their own shuffle? Like, and I was like, oh, okay, this must be a thing. So this is why Python is pretty cool.
Pretty dope.
Okay. So our deck can get all shuffled up if we want to get it shuffled up. That's good. Let's take a look at this. Is this something? Our deck needs to be shuffled. Boom, knock that bad boy out. We knocked it on out. All right. We can start. You know, now let's wait till we get a little farther. We are gonna write some actual game logic code. Oh, wait a second. Cards need to be dealt from the deck. This is interesting. Like, this is where it starts to get interesting. And let me know while we're running through this. Let me know if I'm missing. If you think that I'm missing something that should be a part of this class, let me know. Again, I tried to very lightly think of this beforehand, and really try to figure out what I thought needed to be in each of these things. Kind of lay it out, but I didn't want to be super prescriptive. There's a lot of areas to kind of mess around with this. Cool.
So cards come off the top of the deck, and then you have to remove them from the list. 2 for you, 2 for him.
Okay.
And 1 is face down.
You didn't see that.
I didn't see that.
1 face down. So right now, because it's a class, we don't necessarily need to like worry about all that. We just need to be able to like give someone a card, just to be able to like, we're gonna be able to just pass a card along. Like this is the act of the act that we're doing right now in this class is we need a function that's literally like the dealer taking a card off the top of the deck and handing it to the player, or handing it to them, putting it down in front of themselves to be used. So how can we do that? Think about what happens when that happens. You basically, all you're doing, it really in the way that this relates to the deck of cards and not to the player, is that basically you're just removing a card from the deck. You're taking a card from the deck. That's all that's really happening here. Yeah, and so maybe I should change the wording so that you aren't thinking do anything with players here. You could. I think that you could actually, but I don't think we want to do that here. I think we want to do that in our game logic. Def deal card self. All right, so all we really want to do with this is we want to we just want to pop it off the stack. So pop allows you to take a card off of the stack. You guys remember the pop method. But I think pop also it returns a value as well. Pop Python method as opposed to like remove inbuilt function that removes and returns the last value. So we can in fact take that. So here's what we can do. I wonder what this returns. Can I just do can I do this? Like return self. Oh, wow. Wow, your boy got the fattest fingers. All right, self dot deck dot pop. Can I do that? Maybe I can do that, and maybe I can try to print it.
Does it return that value?
It says it returns that value, so I think I should be able to just return it. I may need to assign it to a variable first. Let's find out. I don't know. What do we call that? We call that deal card. Let's try to run that, and let's see if this gives us something. So it did. It gives ace of clubs. Let's see. Run it again. Oh, it's always giving me an ace of clubs. Oh, because actually, why is it always giving me an ace? That's the very last thing that gets made. Oh, I'm not shuffling it. That makes sense. I'm not shuffling the deck. That's what we're always getting the last thing. It's going through, it's creating all the things. I'm not actually calling the shuffle method.
So it's
it's just ace of club. So let's actually put that in to make sure we are getting what we need. So
you didn't do a card. You still got that method? Oh, it was inside that method. The card count.
Oh yeah. Shuffle deck. No. Okay. Nope. Do I have to? Oh, hold on.
Go back to your code.
Hold on. That's not how I have to do it. I'll call shuffle deck. I don't need to return self deck. I don't think. But I think it's fine if we do. I don't think we need to. Well, I don't think we need to return it later. I think we needed to return it to print it that time. Deal card.
How are you invoking it? The bottom.
Our deck. Dot shuffle deck. Our deck. Dot deal card. Shouldn't.
Aren't you missing the
Oh, yep.
bracket joint?
Your boy
Parentheses.
is late. Don't talk to me.
I'm looking right
like,
at the dang thing.
Okay.
Wait a minute.
Look at that. Look at that. Well, see, we figure things out eventually.
That's not an error in
This is why we like. See, the problem. This is why we like Golang. No,
Yeah.
no. If I was in, I think if I was in,
What are you in right now?
I am in Vim, but I think if I was in here, I think it would not.
It would say something.
No, you're right.
It wasn't last time. It was like letting everything slide.
It was let everything slide,
Yeah.
man. This is what we don't like.
That's
we don't
why
like
we
that.
need Golang.
All right, so now every time I run it,
There you
look
go.
at that.
Beautiful.
Look at, we're just getting new cards pulled right off. So I see what you're saying. Let's implement the count so that you can see that the count is actually going down.
Yeah.
So when we have 52 cards in the deck, using the pop method removes one from the list. Let's make sure that we're actually getting the count is actually going down, that it's actually being removed, and it's not just serving us the item. Like I said, I actually don't think I need this. And let's do can I do print? Can you do this? Rdeck dot deck? I don't know. I don't even know if you can do this. We're about to find out. It's not lem, it's len. All right, we're trying to see if we can just check the length of that just to make sure it's going through. Again, this is just my mind trying to make this work and missing parenthesis. All right, so check that out. We popped one off, and now there's only 51 items. And again, every time I run it, it's 51. Why is it 51? Even though we're popping cards off. Again, every time I run this code, it is instantiating a brand new deck every single time I run this code. If I take a look at this, let's say I pop one off, and I did that. If I copy and paste this, if I yank it, I'll put a space in between. Oh, Oh no. Print length. If I do it again,
There you go.
I deal another card and check the length. Let's see what we get now. So you see here, it gives us a queen of clubs, gives us the length, gives us a two of diamonds, and then also gives us the new length. Nice. So the pop is working. We are actually passing out cards to be used. So that is great. That's definitely great. Missing parent. Oh yeah, need to implement length first. Never mind, you could. Oh, yeah. I could. Yes, I could. But again, verbosity. All right.
Good.
I could definitely implement a length definition here, but again, we like to spaghetti. We're making sure that says we like to spaghetti. All right.
Yes. Merch.
So did we do that? Cards should be dealt from the deck. That was fast. Look at that. We're making up the time. I said we would make up the time. We're making up the time. All right. We're getting it through. So what do we have left? Players need to be able to move a hand up. Oh, to have. I can't read. Oh, man. Players need to be able to have a hand of dealt cards, so cards that have been dealt to them. Player needs to have some money. The player needs to be able to bet some money. The money betting. Okay, that might be more of the game logic, but we'll make a class around the money. Second, and we need to keep track of that money. All right, let's move through. What's up, Jumping Worm? Welcome. Good to see you. Putting boss in verbosity. Yeet. I like that. Ooh, verbosity. I like that. That's good.
That's pretty good.
That's good. I like that a lot. You guys have been, man. That's like the third on point thing. That was just like coating sprinkles instead of syntactic sugar. I like that. Coating sprinkles is good. You guys also gave me a word to use instead of you guys gave me a fancy word to use like in like the third stream, and I really liked it, but I didn't remember it, so I'm sorry. If you remember what that word was, I think it started with a P. You remember what that was? I appreciate it.
The third stream from like last year?
Nah, like this time. Okay. We need to have a hand of dealt cards. So let's go ahead and why can't I? Oh, down. There we go.
Go down.
Yeah, because it's the way the synergy is set up. Like it can't, when there's multiple screens, it can't go left or right. Like, yeah, it's got to go up or down. It's very annoying.
Okay.
Like if you guys keep seeing my mouse like go off screen, it's because I'm using two computers and I'm using like a virtual KVM in between them, and I have to go off the screen at a specific place to get to my other computer. So just, if you're like, why does this mouse keep disappearing? And then it like gets all like weird and like look at that. Like when it goes in between, like it does some weird stuff. But yeah, just that's what's happening. All right. So we didn't have a hand of dealt cards. So we can kind of handle this. Oh my gosh, the mouse is not working. We can.
So
all right, we can handle that very similarly to how we handled the deck. Is that we can, so you start the game with two cards. So you're already starting with a collection of items. But you can have up to, I think 5 is the max that you can have. I think once you have 5, what is it called, like a river or something?
That logic?
We're not putting that logic in there. So there are some rules. I don't know if it's in the official rules or not, but part of the rules are that if you get 5 cards under 21 that like equal under 21, you automatically win that hand. I don't know if that's an official rule or not, or if that's just how people play. I think it's called a river, or I don't know. I'm making stuff up. I'm sure it'll be
the river card.
Well, then there we go. Your boy, look, Jack Black sent us this. He sent us rules. You can check the rules. We can check the rules. I don't know what it's called. Let me see. Let's see if that's real quick. Blackjack, 5 cards, no bust. Rarely in Blackjack is a rule that if a player reaches a certain number of cards, usually 5 to 7, a busting player will automatically win. This is called a Charlie. Way off.
Charlie.
Not a river. Definitely a Charlie.
That rule would be.
The player automatically wins this with 7 cards or less without busting. The rule called 7 card Charlie.
So 7.
Interesting.
Right, so 5 card or 7 card Charlie.
We're not implementing this.
Okay. So they can have unlimited cards.
We are implementing this.
That was quick.
We're implementing this. No, I mean it's actually very easy to implement this. But cool. All right, well that's part of the game logic. We don't care about that right now. Clearly, it's a Vietnam reference. I don't know about clearly. I'm not following, like at all. I'm not. I'm scared to. I'm scared to. Look, plausible deniability is all that matters for everything. I don't know what you're talking about. Me don't know what you're talking about. All right, here we go. Let's I always forgot what we're doing. I'm sorry. I picked up two M&Ms without thinking. They were just there, and I grabbed them. So now I must eat them. And now don't look at me.
Go ahead, bro.
Don't look at me.
Go ahead.
All right, sorry about that. This is gross.
What were we doing? We were dealing cards. That's what it is.
We did a hand.
And we was thinking about the maximum, yeah.
Oh, look at that. I'm trying to think of what to do. Got stuff coded.
Get the hand here. Don't forget to account for the dealer. True.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
So, let's instantiate the hand here. Don't forget to account for the dealer. Why did I put that in there?
Do we have to instantiate the hand? What is the hand in your mind as far as what that object looks like?
We don't need this. We don't need this to be a class, but you're right. Again, this is so in my mind, it is just a collection of the cards. It's a collection of the cards that as you have. So starting with 0, getting dealt 2 cards, and then it adding cards based on whether or not you hit or stay.
The hand does the adding logic?
The hand does the adding logic.
Okay. That sounds.
Do you think
Blackjack?
Huh?
That sounds like the actual Blackjack functionality part.
Okay.
I think
we can handle it there. No,
So when I'm thinking about hand, I'm thinking about unless you want to know which hand you're on, just the second hand or the fourth hand or the third hand.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I guess I don't know.
No, I like that. So we can.
If that provides any function, like in a utility.
But you're right. All right, that's fine. I mean, that's fine. I'm not beholden to any of this. We're gonna comment this. No, we're gonna delete it. We YOLO. The only problem is
what's up? Yes.
The dealer's hand. Well, I guess I can handle that in game code too. The problem is for the person's hand, the hand will be visible. Dealer, only one of the cards will be visible. But I guess we can handle that outside of this as well.
Oh.
I'm not sure the class would help that much. What are we saying here? Oh, nothing. I'm just checking this out. M&Ms have that effect. You said it again. Now I gotta eat. Oh no, that's my night bot.
Class dealer extends player. A little inheritance, eh?
I'm not making a player class. I'm not.
Yo.
Our player.
Yo.
Is going to be the most verbose piece of code.
See, that's when you get into that. You think about over engineering with.
No, I actually like that. I like having a player class. Do I like having a player? Yeah,
I like it. Yeah.
I like having a player class.
So, like design of it makes sense.
What does the player do? If we create a player class, I'm gonna put a placeholder in here.
Oh, and the dealer would have that special functionality. Yeah, that's good. Because I'm not green.
Oh, not gonna. No. It's just we're gonna have so many calls. All right. What does a player need? A player.
I just need 2 cards. No. Is that the right name?
I'm just putting player there for now. We can change the name. A player class.
If you're a player, you just
we need to receive. We need to be dealt 2 cards.
Yeah.
Player needs some hustle. That's true.
Woo.
A player needs to be dealt 2 cards.
Yeah.
The player class could also utilize the betting, utilize the money, the moolah class.
Okay.
We don't even need the Moolah class. We could put it in the player class. What do you think the player? What do you guys think the player should have?
Oh, because I'm thinking.
Oh, needs hit stay. That's good.
Yeah,
that's good. Does it? Yeah. See, I feel like that makes it a hand clash.
I'd be right, bro.
Like I feel like we make a player class that all it has is the hit stay logic, and then we extend the dealer.
Right.
And we just have a hand class that incorporates the dealer.
What are we getting for this question?
Need split insurance? Nah, we're definitely not. Well, maybe.
Need split insurance.
So split insurance allows you to split your bet basically and only lose half of it in certain scenarios.
So what is this player class doing?
But that's when we get to the betting logic.
And then I'll determine what we actually need.
So if the player class is to have the needs
because the hand can do the hit
dealt
in the betting
cards, and if it also needs hit versus stay logic,
okay,
it needs dealer. What does it need dealer versus? We could extend.
We'll extend it,
the player class,
and the dealer will have that extra functionality.
What does it need besides this? Let us know. Do you have to alternate the deal? Yes, you should alternate the deal. What if the player is playing a different game? I mean, they only have access to one game right now, and that is Jack Black's Blackjack. So I don't know. Alternate the deal. First card, player, second card, so on. Yes, yes, we do. That will probably have. That's good. But that'll happen in the game logic. Yeah, that'll happen in the game logic.
As a player, that's it, dude. It's hit, stay. Give me some cards. Give me some cards. Hit, stay.
All right. I mean,
that's it. So we don't really. We can keep it if we want, but we don't have to have it.
It doesn't matter what we call it. I don't care about the nomenclature. I just care about the mental like following of it. Is the player class gonna need anything? See, I feel like that's the thing. I feel like if we're gonna handle it here, I think there are ways to handle the. I think that there are ways to handle the dealer here. You can handle the dealer. You can actually handle the dealer logic. But let's just try to get moving on it. Let's start writing some stuff, and it'll either be amazing or it'll be terrible. Right?
Yeah, those are two choices.
So what do we need in here? We need to generate like a hand. We need a hand, right? Do we want to add up? Do we care about the score here? Is this where we want to handle what the person's value of
their hand?
Yeah, like we have the hand here. Like, is this where we want to keep track of the player's score, basically, current score? Because then we got to put some logic in here for that. What's up, Wyfern? Welcome to the channel. Thank you for the follow. Is that what we want to do? I think that's what we want to do. Right, it doesn't need to be perfect. We're very comfortable with this not being perfect. What's up, Revenge TV? Welcome to the channel.
And call it like
current
hand value or whatever.
Self dot
functional
hand value. Can you do this? All right, and so it's gonna be equal to. We're gonna instantiate it with an equal to 0. That feels right. So okay.
And then self hand is an array. Is that the? Oh, that's a list of cards.
That's a list of cards.
Gotcha.
So we need to.
That makes sense.
All right. So for our hand, we need to be able to add a card to the hand.
Except a single card, and then go through that self.hand array, which also
go through.
No.
All we gotta do is call.
Add card. it will be added to the self.hand at the end, and then we'll calculate the hand value before.
Say it again. I wasn't listening.
So when they do,
I'm sorry, I was not listening. People were typing stuff. I was not listening.
So when we call add card, we immediately you can throw that into the self.hand. So we have the list, and then do that conversion, and then add that to the hand value. So it's two things gonna happen.
Yeah.
You know
Okay.
I'm just trying to figure out which one we should do first, because you know what I mean. I think add it. So I guess what's the value of having the self.hand array?
Huh?
What's the point of having the self.hand array?
Or list. The self.hand list is to keep track of the cards that are in our hand. Where's it at?
But we only really care about the value at the end of the day, right?
Sure. Well, not if we want to continuously print out what's in our hand.
Okay, if we want to print out.
But sure, the value does matter, and I think the value's here. Yeah. I think we should keep track of what's in our hand, for sure, because we're popping that value out, so like we can steal it. So if we want to add card, how do we do that?
Add card, add a card, actual card.
Huh?
Actual card object.
So card object.
That's what I'm thinking.
So you're saying taking a card object?
Yeah.
I think that makes sense.
Does that make sense? No.
I think that makes sense because we'll have a card. Like we'll already have in my mind in the game. You'll have cards created. We'll have the deck created, and we'll be able to pop off a card and pass that into our player object.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Equals so
again, guys,
I guess it's
not right.
I guess it's simple. Self
stop us from this
hand dot append card. Right,
that was good.
All right, so here's gonna be interesting. And we'll check this in a second. This is gonna be interesting. We have to do another all right. So we have to handle when we add a card. We might as well handle the value as well.
Yeah.
Because we used a global dictionary.
Yeah.
We should be able to reference those values using reference it actually against this values thing here to get the value. So. Basically, we're going to pass in the card. So we'll see this in a second. We'll test this to make sure everything's working how we wanted to make it work. But then we need to increase this value by using the card that we pulled out, referencing.
What's the problem?
The problem. The problem here is that we're going to get a 5 of clubs. And so what are we gonna split on the first?
What are you talking about?
Oh, we're gonna get a blank of blank. That's what's gonna get. That's what the card's gonna be. The card's gonna be a blank of blank.
Oh, because of that method you had it.
Because of how it gets built. So we're gonna have to split.
Show me what you're talking about.
Huh? What's the card that gets passed in? Let's try it out. Let's try it out. So let's say we want to call player. We have a deck here. Let's delete these. We shuffle the deck just for fun. We deal a card. We capture our dealt card real quick. Let's capture our card here. And then we pass that in. Let's print out what was the player? Oh, we have to instantiate the player class. With
with what?
Us equals player. It only takes a card, right? It only takes our card. Oh, Google just doesn't like
listening, bro.
And then we print out us.
So player is accepting a card,
right? Isn't that what we did? Player is accepting a card. Huh?
Does that make sense?
I don't know. Yeah, I mean the way that we are building, the way that we're building this now, yeah, it takes a card.
The player has a card. Yeah, he has to have cards.
So we pass that in, and that card itself, like, I mean, that's what's being passed in. I don't even need to do this to show you that.
I think you would have
like,
to create a player object and then add card
that's what I just did
twice because.
Well, yeah, yes, to give us 2 cards.
2 cards.
Yes, but what I'm saying is, yes, that would work.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is that we're gonna need to. So when we get to adding the value and looking up that value from here, we're gonna have to split it. We're gonna have to split the like it's gonna be a 5 of hearts. It's gonna be a jack of diamonds.
I see what you're saying.
And we're gonna have to split it.
We're gonna have to split it.
We're gonna split it
to get the actual thing we care about.
If this would not be a problem, I'm just gonna say it to you. You guys ask for dictionaries.
No, we wouldn't. We wouldn't have to do that.
Oh, we wouldn't.
Let's see. You can have this, right? You have the value here.
So also pass that in.
Oh. Can we get the value from the card itself? Card dot value? No.
Card dot value? I mean, what do you mean card dot
we
value?
Can't get that.
Or maybe someone's telling us exactly what to do. How's your Docker knowledge? My Docker knowledge is great. That is one of the technologies that I'm very confident in. I got an ODD Docker issue that I ran into today. May not know the answer. Feel free to ask it. I'll try not to get sidetracked on it. But feel free to ask it. We'll try to get to it later. But definitely go ahead and ask it. Let's see. Started my first Python app developer. Been stressing out because I feel like I'm so bad, but I'm trying to learn more and more. So Revenge TV. Let me just tell you this. If you're worried about it, we're excuse my French, we are freeballing this. And I like we both have significant experience. Mine is not specifically in software engineering, but as you can see, I have a lot of industry experience, and we're not easily flying through this. So don't stress out if things are tough. You've been stressing out over things. That's part of the growing process. Just start to, as you start, soon you'll start to get more comfortable with being uncomfortable. Like right now, we're not stressed out. Like we know that we'll figure these problems out. We know it's okay that if it's not perfect the first time around. Oh, you gotta go down. You gotta go down.
I'm down.
Far down. Now you're over here. So you did it.
Oh, am I over here?
Oh my gosh,
dude, I'm trying.
You are not.
Oh, there we go.
But yes. So that's awesome. I'm glad you found us. You can watch us be great and write spaghetti code. What are you trying to do?
I was nothing. Nothing.
What are you?
I was doing absolutely nothing. I don't want to do that split.
Where Jack is 11, we will. I think the card values are incrementing order after 10. I think card values are in incrementing order. Where Jack is 11, not for Blackjack, they're not. Blackjack, they aren't. Face cards in Blackjack are in fact 10 values in Blackjack. Aces are 11 or 1 though, depending on aces are 11 or 1 depending on the hand. I used to think that you got a choice in that, but yeah, I think they're 11 or 1 depending on the hand. Maybe you do get a choice. I don't know. Let's see. Can a player ever have more than one hand? No, a player cannot have more than one hand, but there can in fact be more than one players. We might implement that if we have time. I'm gonna skip that one. I'm gonna skip that Docker question for right now. I will save this and I will get to it when I can. Okay, here we go. Let's fix this. All right, so we have a hand. How are we gonna get the value? Maybe. We're gonna have to split it. Right? We're gonna have to split it. You have a choice, but if you choose 11, it would make you. Well, yes, a lot of that's fair. Yes, so it's not a choice. That makes sense. But you have a choice in whether or not it's 11, whether it's 9, or like if it's 19 or 10. Yeah, you have that choice. Sometimes you may want 19. I don't know. I would want 19. All right, we're running low on time, so we're gonna brute force. We're brute forcing it, guys. This feels wrong. This feels way wrong. We'll fix it. We'll fix it later.
It's so wrong.
We'll fix it later. Where did Cardis come from?
Dude, can't be them.
Okay,
so that
hand that append card. So we can put the card in here. Let's just get our hand first.
Are there any variables on card?
Huh?
Do we assign any do we have any?
Now, any variables on card?
Yeah. Does it have any attributes?
Card just has nothing.
Nothing.
We could
If we had,
assign a value. We could assign a value. Oh, we did. No. Well, maybe it does. It does. It does. Card that value. It does.
Card that value?
It does.
There we go.
Okay. All right. We are dumber than we thought. No, I'm joking. So append. Let's just append card that value, and let's just
See what happens. See what that gives you, and then use that to index into the map.
Yeah. Let's just see if we get this. So player. How do I even do this? Player passing our card. Print us. This seems wrong. How do I print that value? It's an object, which makes sense. Oh, us dot.
What are you trying to print?
I didn't actually run deal card, or I didn't run add card. I did run player dot add card. us dot add card. This.
Ah, gotcha.
Card is not defined. What gets passed in? Card's right here. Oh, but I guess because we never return, we never read the card. Value.
Go back down to the
Here we go. And the card value. Actually, let's see what our error was.
This card. Pass it in it.
Card. Oh, but is it because I'm not?
You don't have to pass it into.
Do I have to do a self dot card equals this? Self dot card.
Probably.
No, card's not defined. Like 48. Add card. Add card. Self dot hand dot append card dot value. Card is not defined. So yeah. Oh. I'm stupid. Your boy.
We'll see. God dang it. Yo.
Okay. It's late. But it's returning me suits. Do we do the ordering? All the ordering wrong?
Suit value.
Suit value. Oh no, that makes no.
No, that's right.
That's yeah. I have to use that value to look it up on the dictionary. Yeah. That is right. Okay, we're making it. We don't have to split. All right. So we did a lot. We talked about a lot. Hopefully you were following that. Basically what happened is we were able to in fact use the values which we did create up here. We were able to reference this that value, which is actually a reference to the key that's over here. But now we need to use that to reference the values that are over here. So here's what we have to do. This is actually going to be very annoying. Actually, I'm now more interested in this is interesting. Actually,
what was it? Yeah. What are you thinking?
I'm actually wondering why. So I guess if you just call, if you call values index, it'll return you the key, not the value. That makes sense. So now if we call values, look at this. Check this out. If we
use it as the index.
We use it as the index.
Exactly. So I was like, we gotta
append.
no freaking way.
Because we already have values as a global variable.
Yes.
And so this will actually give us the number now of whatever we get. Now we should get a number back. We should get a number value back.
Beautiful.
And now we get a number value back.
Yes.
And we can use that number value now.
That's what we want. Baby.
This is still a hand class. But I'll leave it as player. It's fine. It's a hand class. You gotta trick me. Okay.
Kind of tricky, bro.
It's okay. That's all right. This is great.
It's called hand value, all the freaking variables.
Yeah. We should probably use some variables to save these things, but we're not going to. We're not going to right now. So it'll pin that. I don't want to actually append the value here. I actually do want to append just the without the value, but I want to that hand value. I want to do that here.
Right. And just the actual
plus equals.
What do you want to keep?
Hold on.
That part.
I want to yank this. So this is what I want to increment. I want to increment my hand value here. Wow.
Nope.
Undo, paste. What's up? What's that? Devil Gamer. Thank you for the bits. Appreciate the cheer. Thank you. Too bad you're never good at programming. Well, if you watch the stream, maybe you can be great at programming. But appreciate the bits, truly. Really do appreciate the bits. What's up, Headhunter? Welcome to the channel. Thank you for the follow.
What do you want to put in that hand in that list?
I actually want the card. I want the card. Gotcha. So just back to what we had.
The actual card itself.
Yeah, because I want to be able to see.
Print out.
I want to be able to I want to be able to print those things out later if we need to. Maybe we don't need to. Maybe we only care about the value. So I actually probably don't even need to.
I don't think you need to self that card value though.
Self that card dot.
Where does self that card, right?
Where does self that card value come from?
That was.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yes. I just card.
You code just like me. Like just like me.
I was like, bro, yo. What did we like just write? Like, what in the world we just write?
Oh snap.
Where are y'all streaming? Is this where y'all work?
Yes.
This is we're streaming from our we have an office actually. This is where we work. We're streaming from Spark Baltimore. I only give you that information because it is public on our website anyway.
Hey,
but yeah, we are at Spark Baltimore. We have an office here that we stream out of. I actually still work for a company that's in here. So I have my own office here, but I actually work at a company that's still here for the time being. That sometime this year that'll change. And we'll actually be doing this full time. So for anyone who doesn't know, anyone who's new to the channel, we like to stream. Streaming is a huge part of what we do. This training, this fun discussion of tech and kind of giving people opportunity to go through and learn this stuff is something that we will always do. This is literally the core of what we do. But streaming, unless we raised a massive audience, wouldn't keep the lights on. But we do. We are engineering advocates. We are talent managers for engineers. We are engineers ourselves. So if you're looking for a job, send us over your resume. That's how we keep the lights on.
Absolutely.
But yeah, just to kind of just let you know how that is. You won't hear us pitch that too often. Like we're genuinely not here to be like, all right, we're trying to grab up all the talent so we can get you placed. Like that's like, if you want to work with us, great. If not, like it's all good. We're out here to help. Like that's the thing we hate about like. I despise recruiters. I'm not gonna get into it. I'm not gonna get into it because we have stuff to finish. It's already 10 o'clock and we have some stuff to finish. We'll talk about that later. All right, so we're getting our card and we're getting our value. Do we actually need to return that? I don't even think we need to return it.
Nah.
I think that's only if we want to print it out. Add cards. Okay, and then we can print out and value, add card, and then we can, after we add a card, we can print out that. hand value. There we go. All right, let's see if we can print this out. I just want to see. All right, hand value 4, hand value 3, hand value 7. All right, so that is working, I think. I think that's working as we want it to work. Okay. So also let's print hand value and let's print hand. We can see what is in our hand as well.
I love Block 7.
I don't want to laugh.
I love you, Block 7. He's hilarious, bro.
What do we got here?
I love him.
I'm looking for a job. Where did I send my resume? You send it to right now. Send it to. You can go to our website, which is mastermind.io. There's a place to submit it there, or you can send it to abrooks at mastermind.io, or I think we have an info one, but I'm not sure.
He said that's a trap.
Actually, send it to T-Bell at send it to T-Bell at mastermind.io. Oh, cool. Yeah, send it over to T-Bell. Yeah. First off, I'm not sending you any Purell because you gotta pay for that Purell. It's worth a lot of money right now. A whole lot of money.
Yo, they were selling like $200 on Amazon.
Hey, we need to get into the.
Why do people do that, bro?
First off, this is a ploy created by the government to sell hand sanitizer. You saw in New York they have prisoners making hand sanitizer.
I don't like this.
This was not released for population control. This was released to make money off of hand sanitizer.
I don't like the fact that when things go bad, people try to profit from it. It's the same thing when gas companies or gas stations raise the gas price when there's a hurricane.
Gas is cheap right now.
Do that. People are trying to get gas.
Gas is cheap right now, so
it's
stock up on gas right now, so that when coronavirus is done with or like under control and gas goes back up, you can sell it.
I don't like it.
Oh, well,
taking advantage of people when times are bad is bad.
I'm an opportunist. If I paid more attention to the news, I would have known about this. I would have known about all the hand sanitizer.
Yo, that's crazy.
Man, look, I can't believe it's this expensive.
You wouldn't do that.
I wouldn't do that.
Deep down, see.
I wouldn't, but it's fun to think about. Like, what if you really had to come up off a hand sanitizer?
5 bottles is $1,000, bro.
Ooh, I'm in.
That's crazy.
All right, back to this. Look at this. King of Spades is in our hand, and it's worth 10 points. That seems right. 10 of Hearts worth 10 points. 3 of Diamonds worth 3 points. 5 of Spades worth 5 points. We are getting some value here. We have a lot of code written. A decent amount of code written.
Have, dude. Like it's.
Oh. All right, so okay, so we don't need to hit stay logic here. Hit stay logic can be in the code and utilizing the add card. Like it'll actually get you. Well, hit stay logic will.
No, the hit stay logic should be outside of it. I think. Because it's gonna call.
It's gonna call the add card.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that logic should be inside the player.
The
decision.
We should probably because we're calculating the score here, we need to handle the ace.
Okay.
We need to handle the ace. So if we need to handle the ace, let's go ahead and handle the ace. How are we gonna handle the ace? Basically, we're gonna make an ace 11 until we're over 21. That's how we're gonna start. That's the logic we're gonna go with now. Ace is gonna be 11 until we're over 21, and then it'll drop down to being a 1. So,
or we could do some random thing. Either pick a 1 or an 11.
And do it that way.
And do it that way.
Nah, that's not good. So this is only gonna get added one time. It's not gonna be recalculated every time. So we could say if self dot hand value is greater than 21 and I actually don't know how this is implemented in Python. I want to check for the existence of an ace
in the hand right now.
Yes, so I would need to say
you have to go through
self
dot
hand
iterable, right? Yeah.
I don't think you need to go through it. And ace and
It's a list. So you have to check see if they already. Oh, so if it's over 21 and they don't already have an ace, then you're gonna knock it down to a 1.
If it's over,
What's your logic?
I actually need to put it before this. I think. But my logic is gonna be yes. My logic is gonna be to check the card. Check the card if it's an ace. And check if the score is over 21.
Hmm?
And only if those two things are true, if it's an ace and the score's over 21, drop it to a 1. So I'll get the card.
If the score's over 21, the game's over. Oh, because you already added it. Got you.
So,
I see.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So,
I see what you're saying. That makes sense.
can I check for substring? These are strings. So can I just check if like
you don't want to iterate through that mug at all.
Huh?
You don't want to iterate through it at all.
Well, I mean, if I iterate through it, I'm gonna have to match it. I don't need to. You don't need to iterate because Python has a 4 in. Like it'll check 4 in. Like so if
like a 4 each and
yeah.
Okay. Well, that's still up.
This might be the worst way to do it, but Python substring. It's gonna work though. Substring in string.
There's no contain. No, because it's a list.
String. That's not what I wanted. Oh, to substrings. Check if string contains another string. Yes. Soccer in easy. Okay. So if self dot hand value, I don't know which one of these is the highlight. Okay, hand value is greater than 21 and ace in self dot card.
You did eat spaghetti, bro. It's only right.
Spaghetti code.
It's only right.
Then self dot. Then we'll take this line right here. We'll take this line right here. Yank it, paste it. We'll do this, and instead of plus equal in the card value, it'll plus equal 1. That feels right. And then else, it will do this. Now this could be way wrong.
All right, let's see what we got.
So it's saying if self.hand value is greater than 21,
okay,
and ace and the string ace is in the longer string self.card, add 1 to the hand value instead of adding the value. Yes. We're going to run this so many times to get what we want. Does that feel right? I've been ignoring the chat.
Ouch.
Does this feel... I do have a link for the playlist. Let me give you a link for the playlist while I read your comments. There. Copy playlist link. There we go. With that logic, if you get an ace first, would that first card remain an 11, or will the code reevaluate the ace at the end of each additional card? So it should only evaluate it 1 time because it's only adding. Oh, no, because self.card isn't the collection of cards. I'm not checking self.hand. I'm only checking self.card, the one that's passed in. So it'll only evaluate it once, I believe.
Isn't the issue though with self.hand value because you're adding it after the fact?
What do you mean?
It will never actually, when you add that card.
Line 49, line 49 checks if hand value is greater than 21. Then you add 1. Oh, it'll already be failed at that point.
Yeah, it's already game.
You're right. Yeah, right. That one. So hand value is not 22, which is wrong. Yeah. Yeah. So we have to add it first.
No.
Or just minus 10. Like, no, that's right. So you add first. You add first.
We can't do subtraction, bro.
Why can't you do subtraction?
Let's not do that.
We already
we can.
We already added 11.
Fair enough.
We already added 11, so now we subtract 10. So, what?
I love Aaron, bro.
So if we do this first, if we add first, right? This doesn't feel right. No, this feels right. So we'll add it first. Okay, then we'll check, because only checking if it's in card, not if it's in the whole thing. Then instead of turning on ace and self.card, then -10. Wait, no, that was dumb. This is terrible. Do not do this. Do not do plus equals -10. Don't do that. Just minus equals 10. Don't do that. All right, this is perfect. I think this is great.
I see what you're saying, because you already added the 11.
Yeah.
You just add minus the 10. That's not bad. I like that.
See?
That's what you were saying.
See?
Okay, I'm with you now.
What if you have 2 aces? It should still work. It should still work fine because it's only checking the card that's being added right now.
Right now. So
if it's 11, if it's 11 first,
yep,
your score will be 11. If you do add card again, you get another ace. Your score will be 22, and it'll so right here the score will go straight up to 22. It'll evaluate if it's greater than 21. It'll say it's 22. Ace is in fact in that second ace, and it should subtract 10. I mean, it feels.
So then it'll be 11.
It'll be 11. Okay. What if we just changed? What if we commented out everything except for an ace here to check?
Let's try it.
I don't want to do that. I was joking. No, you're
but
right.
I do want to have a way to.
Let's find out. Let's find out. Let's find out. Actually. So wait, I always forget. Here we go. V. No, that. Wait. Oh. Wait. Shift. V. Nope. Wait. Oh. Control. Control V. Oh, that makes sense. FG. That was Control Z. Control V. Down. Shift I. Escape. Whoops.
The Ben master over here, y'all.
All right, so we can only get aces of everything. So we need to.
I like that. Okay.
I
shot it down before it was.
So let's just do this. We should only get ace values. Oops. All right, only get aces.
Beautiful.
All right, let's do it again. Let's. Oh man, I'm struggling.
All right, Block 7. We're about to test your theory
We're about to test it out. And so, what do we do now? We need to call add card again, right? So we can just take this, call it again. If we call it here, that should give us. We should get 12. We should get 11 first,
and then 12,
and then 12.
Oh, you didn't
self.hand value, self.card, not iterable.
What line was that?
It can't do ace in substring. Hold on, let me see if I saw that right. Yeah, soccer in string. Is that not a string? Self.card, not a boy. I don't care.
No, it is a string.
I don't care. It was about to be a string for sure. Look at that. Oh, then I got none. How did they get none? Add card. Oh, and then I didn't actually print out. I still need to print out this. Might have worked. All right. Boom.
There we go. What's that none coming?
The none's coming from. What is that none coming? Is it coming from? Coming from one of these print statements.
Okay.
But I don't know which one. Maybe the add card. Maybe because.
I like that. Ace, then ace.
What if you have 2 aces? That should be fine because it's only evaluating it every time it's adding. It should. So let me add in one other type. and let's see it. Let's see what starts to happen. We didn't add any logic to bust, so we should be able to see what happens. So let's add in like a 7. Let's go back to the bottom. Let's remove some of these. Let's take all what we need. Shuffle deck. Our deck equals deal card. So we dealt a card. There, and our card. Us equals player that passes in the card, right?
Yep.
But right now, if I run that, I'm confused real quick.
Us dot add card. Just get rid of
us dot add card.
You can just add them back.
Huh?
You just add them back one by one because I don't know what they're printing out.
I don't know what we're printing out.
It's like a bunch of.
But I'm just gonna start running stuff. Oh, let me print out what card we're getting. Man, we have too many print statements. I'm actually gonna. You're right. I'm gonna delete everything after. Back. Okay, so if we pass in our card, which is the dealt card, what do we get?
And us dot add card. So so we got 2 cards at that point.
So right now we have 1 card. So if we print out us dot add card, will give us, what is this? Let's see what this is.
Oh, that's the none.
Well, that's because we're not. Add card doesn't.
We're not printing anything.
Or returning anything. Which I think is fine in the context of us not wanting to see it like this. We'll return self dot hand value. And can't you return 2 things with like a comma? Self dot hand value and self dot hand. All right.
Go.
Add card. So what is this? Okay, so if we add a card, gave us back these 2 things. So we're only gonna get 7s and 11s because that's what we said we were gonna get. Okay, so add card. If we do it again, we get 12 because we got 2 aces.
Okay.
Let's do it again. Just go.
We get 3 aces.
I mean, that's fine. It'll confirm whether or not we're handling them properly. We'll do.
Yeah, perfect.
Let's do 4. Because it'll tell us exactly what we got. So we got nothing but aces, and it's only after 21. It's only incrementing by. I'm surprised we're not getting any 7s.
Yes.
Okay, there we go. 7 plus another one, 14. 7, 7, 7, 21. And what? Why is it? Just... Oh, it's doing that because we're not. It's still referencing the card that we passed in, isn't it? No. Why is it doing that?
Let's not add card.
Logic's still good.
Go back to add card. The method itself is it? Okay.
Add cards returning, but it's returning that based on the card. Like.
Why is it doing
that? It's because instead of instantiating player, that's why. Because instead of instantiating player and then instead of just instantiating player, we instantiated player.
Okay.
I don't know. We'll figure that out in a second.
Same card over and over.
It's using the same card over and over, but no, it's not because it changes suit. No, it's using the same card over and over. Okay. Oh, that's good then. That's good. That means we need to
but it shouldn't.
Because do I need to reset it back to, is it like us equals us dot add card? that what I need to do? So I know someone's telling
I
us.
think players should.
Did your teacher cover automated tests? I can cover automated tests. We're not gonna cover automated tests today. We talked about last time. We talked a little bit about test-driven development and automated testing. Do you remove card? I mean, test-driven development would help with this, but it would take us too long. Did you remove the card from the deck? Yes, it is getting popped from the deck. We tested that earlier. I think I'm just referencing the same exact thing over and over again. You troll. See, I'm gonna answer. All right. Okay, let's think about this. It's because us is what is us?
I'm getting confused between the player creation and the right before we call the add card.
What is
That's
us?
what we got a bug somewhere. Player. Oh,
It's supposed to be player. And
let's think about this. Should player actually accept a card?
Or should add card accept a card?
Yes. Add card should accept it. No, add card should create the card.
No, add card should take the card. I don't know. YOLO. Card.
No. Yes, you're right. You create the card and then call add card. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes a lot.
And then, so you just create player.
Right. And then you have to create create a card, and then call that to add card on player.
Us dot like add card.
Yeah.
Of our card.
Yeah. That's what we want.
Okay.
And then if you do it again.
Okay, it's changing. It is changing.
Yeah.
I only have it at 7 and 11.
That's what we want.
Okay. It's amazing how it's equal every.
Yeah, it's not as random as you think.
The shuffle method is not that
well,
great.
It's only
a couple. It's
only
it's 8 cards in there. 2 numbers, 4 suits. All right.
Still.
Okay. So if we take this again, this should actually still be. Should actually still give us the same thing over and over. That makes sense. You want to know why it's going to give us the same thing over and over again? Because this is not a new add card. I'm just printing out.
No, you're calling it every time.
I'm passing in our card every single time. We need to generate a new card after each. We need to do this.
You got to create the card twice. 2 cards.
After every time,
Yes.
I have to
Create a new card and then add card. Which makes sense.
But yes, we have to do a new one of these.
Yep.
A new R card.
Yep.
Between each of them. That's fine.
That makes sense because you need 2
cards.
It
makes perfect sense actually. That's really annoying. So now our logic still is the same though. This actually won't tell us anything extra. It'll just show us with different things. Ace of spades, 7 of spades. But we can see here, the only reason that we get over 21 is because we didn't put any logic for that yet. And it added on a 7. So it's going to take it over.
But that's what we want.
That's what we want.
Yeah.
Our logic is perfect.
Nice. There we go.
Not perfect, but it's amazing. All right, let's take this. The problem is I know how to bulk comment. I don't know how to bulk uncomment. It does not work the same way. I already tried it. What? Yeah, we are. You're looking at me. You're looking at the cover of GQ, okay?
I love it.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Take it in.
Oh my god.
Take it in.
Graphic.
All right. So now, if we do this, now we can really see.
It's right there.
Let's see if we can. Hopefully, we can get
those prints.
We're gonna run this 4 times. I bet you we're gonna get 2 or 3 cases where our with our aces. Okay, that's one. Oh, ace immediately. We got an ace immediately, and you can see here that that ace of clubs is 11. It gets a 10 value. Gets queen of hearts, so it gets a 10 value. Takes you to 21. Ace of clubs, queen of hearts, king of hearts. Still that didn't work.
Yeah, that's not the case we.
Oh,
that's not the case we hear about.
Okay,
that's working right. It's just not the case.
It didn't -10. Why didn't it -10?
Because you didn't have an ace. It's gonna be an ace.
Shit. Okay. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
But it'll be fine though when we actually add that logic in there for the.
Oh no, I do need to check it. I do need to. You're right. Our logic is wrong. It's way wrong, and we're gonna have to handle this a different way. I could. This would work if I checked it for in the card collection. If I check in the collection, it would work. But if we had multiple aces, it works. So we gotta keep track of our aces.
Why?
Huh?
Why?
Huh?
Why?
we have to keep track of our aces, which is fine. Because why do we have to keep track of our aces? Because if I think someone said this before, and I don't know why I wasn't clicking. If we don't keep track of our aces, then exactly what just happened. We got the ace first. We weren't over 21. It didn't matter. We could change it to check from the actual card that we're checking to check the collection, in which it would find this. It would find this, and it would subtract. Problem is, if we had more than one, it would be a problem, and it would subtract 10 every single time we hit. It would end up subtracting 10 every single time because ace is in the collection, and it'll see it in the collection again and again. We could pop it out of the collection.
Well, here we're not checking the collection though. Here we're just checking the actual.
We're checking the card.
Yeah.
So if the ace is already in on the first go, ace comes in first, it's 11.
Yep.
10 comes in, it's 21.
Yep.
A 10 comes in again, it goes through this, and it says it's 20. Like it adds on 10 more, so now it's 31. Because when it gets to that third 10, it goes and checks this, but the card that it's currently checking is a 10. So here's all. I think that's all we have to do. I think we just have to do.
But that goes back to your busting logic, though. Like if you just add the busting logic, then it won't even, right? Because it'll never be over. Like, what if we put the actual?
Well, the problem is, it wouldn't be. We would have to. You could do that, but then you would have to add again another handling logic into another set of handling logic into that logic of like handling for aces, because in that case it could never become one again. If it wasn't the last one you checked, if the ace isn't the one that makes you bust, it would never go down to one. So we just
that logic in there.
we can just keep track of an ace. And this is whack. I don't like this.
Oh, let me see. Hold on.
I don't like this,
watch.
but
I think I get what you're saying. Even if we put in the busting logic, this case could still technically happen. But I think I need to see it to really, really understand.
All right, here's what we do.
But yeah, they did mention this like, I'm so smart.
Y'all are smart. I underestimate you constantly.
All the time, bro.
So we can take the same thing if ace, and I am. This is cowboy coding right here. I didn't think about this at all. Like I didn't think about this seriously at all. If ace in string self card. So if it's in the card, we can self ace plus equals. We can add one. We can add one to it, and then we can check this, and we can say if hand value is greater than 21, and self that ace, whoops, and self that ace. Wow, what happened? Escape. And self that ace is basically not 0. Or greater than 0, then we already added 11. So now is the only time that we minus 10. And then not only do you minus 10, you self that ace minus equals 1. Does that feel right?
Let's act like anything but that. You're actually right.
Huh?
I try to keep my functions very.
Why is add card doing anything but add cards? Because you tricked me into making this a player class instead of a hand class. That's why. That's why it's doing more than that. Oh, you're right. We should definitely make this a value. Well, we could call another def for this. That's fine. But yeah, it doesn't matter.
Okay,
we can change that. Doesn't really matter. That'll be easy to split out once we have the logic. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna get the new card. We're gonna add it. We're gonna check if it's an ace. If it's an ace, we're gonna track that ace.
Okay.
And then we're gonna check if we're over 21. And if we are over 21, we're gonna check if self.ace is greater than 1.
Okay. We have an ace.
So that means we have an ace. We'll minus 10 because we already had 11. And then we'll subtract 1 from self.ace. But theoretically, self.ace should never be more than 1.
Okay. Oh, I see. See, I didn't understand. Okay. I didn't know this was your actual logic that you wanted from the beginning.
Did we get an ace? We got an ace here. This is what see, we got 21 here.
Yeah.
Then we added 6 to it, and look, it dropped down.
Because you already had the ace.
Because yeah, and but the problem is it dropped. Oh, it's another ace. That's nice. So it still dropped down again. We got this is great. This is actually the perfect. This is a perfect example. We got one before and we got one after.
All right.
So we got it at 17. We got another ace. It would have thrown it to 20 to 28.
Got you.
Drops it back down.
Makes sense. Totally makes sense.
So let's give it 7. Let's give it 7 total.
Because you don't want to prematurely bust out wherever it's called. Okay. I could not find another word.
Sorry.
Bro.
I know. I really am trying. I'm really sorry.
That was terrible, bro.
I'm sorry.
Oh man.
I'm truly
prematurely lose the game. Let's say that.
All right, let's just see what happens now.
Yeah.
Okay, we're getting the aces here. 10 of diamonds, 10 of diamonds. No aces, so the number goes pretty high.
Easy, come on.
Jack. This is not the easiest way to do this. There are better ways.
There we go. Got the
ace of diamonds. We got the ace of diamonds after we were. Oh no. Oh yeah, the ace of diamonds would have caused it to go over. But that's a bad case because we knew it would have worked. It would have always worked at the last case. We need one actually in the first 2 cases.
Right, dude.
What is it?
Oh yeah, it does. Yeah, it does.
All right, we're good. It works. I don't care what nobody says. It works. Oh, there we go. Ace of spades in the second spot. Takes it to 20.
That's beautiful.
The 3 drops it back down.
I see. Then we need the.
Are you guys jealous of how? Are you guys just jealous of how smart we are? If you know the future, is it possible to not cheat? No. Maybe. I don't know. Are you saying if I knew the Mega Millions numbers, would I not pick them?
That's a bigger question about winning the lottery. Getting the money without earning it. That's a whole different question.
Are you trying to say not going to? Let me see. What's up, Wheat Then 34? Welcome to the channel. Thank you for the follow.
Welcome.
You need to handle the ace of bros. All right. Okay, so how does that work if you have 2 or 3 aces? Nah, I think we're good. I think we're good. I think we're good now. Oh, I think we're good. Why did it take so long to get that? Because we're YOLOing it.
Yo.
This is the reason why it's a good first project. There's a fair amount of logic in a game like this. Also, games are relatively fun to play. We're not gonna do that much more tonight. Let's see. So we don't need this.
So where should the actually no.
I can make a def like add if we can split out add card and do a def to create and so it's like def calc score scoreboard.
That's fine, yeah. And this returns the.
Do I even need self? I need self and I just need self. Because I can grab that hand value.
You don't need anything.
That's all I need, right?
Yeah.
But then I need to call scoreboard. I call it here?
Why would you no?
Because like right now I'm not gonna
do it every time you add it.
Every time I add, I want to add to the scoreboard.
Yeah, just call it then.
And
save a call down there. And then that returns something. I guess it returns self dot in value, I guess.
Return scoreboard. Boss. Let me see this.
The scoreboard got to return.
Oh yes, you're right.
Yeah. Oh, shit.
Were you hungry that whole time?
I'm just hungry.
You want some M&Ms? Scoreboard. I missed a colon. Since you guys want to be all picky about what these functions do. Oh, scoreboard's not defined. That makes sense, actually. That makes perfect sense. Because this is I can't just, in a class, can I just call these functions like this? Or do I have to call it later? Or do I have to...
What? Oh, put scoreboard above add card, maybe.
Above add card?
Is it complaining because it can't find it yet? Because it's not defined?
Yeah, I think it's because it's not defined yet. Ooh, well, like, oh, you're saying, I see what you're saying.
The actual, yeah.
You're saying the actual method, and not call it scoreboard. I don't know.
You should be able to do this. Come on, man.
I know, right? I think we did this. This is some scoping things. I think we actually we looked at before. YOLO. Scoreboard is not defined. You have to call self.scoreboard? It seems like it's wrong, but I'll try. I'll try literally everything. There's definitely M&Ms on the floor. Boom.
Ah, that's what it was.
All right, self.scoreboard. Look at that. When you YOLO, things turn out well. All right, so return self.scoreboard.
It looks weird now.
It does look weird.
That looks fucking weird, dude. I'm looking at it, I'm like, I don't like this at all.
Okay. All right.
Dude, I'm telling you, we are the same coder, bro. Like,
this is not how I live. I don't want to get a bad rap. This is not how I live my life.
Like, but I can tell your mannerisms and like the way you code things. It's just the same.
Like, it's so my problem is I do hate when we're like working on something, troubleshooting something, and everyone's like arguing over what the right answer is, and like it's like, yo. Unless one of you knows for sure that it works, just run it.
Just run it.
Like just run it. Like just like
seconds.
you don't always need to cowboy. I think you should think about the things. But if it's like a matter of like, oh, I don't know if this actually works, but I think this is right, but I don't know if it works. Run it. Like I don't understand why people unless it's a job that takes a really long time.
That's
like,
the thing.
Like just run it. Like, but even then you can. So
when you're make files and you're making stuff and it takes 30 minutes.
You really gotta think the thing is, there are. I'm giving you guys nuggets of wisdom right now. There are practices called probing. Again, we've talked about a lot of weird things tonight. But probing is where you create separate files to specifically incorporate and capture the functions and methods and things that you're trying to utilize to test them. Mm-hmm. It's a common paradigm in big applications and large applications. So,
gotcha.
So it's like there's ways you can do
That's
it.
Definitely a nugget.
Yeah.
Jim.
All right, it still works. So now it's better. The code is better because you guys said it was better. All right. What else do we have to do?
Only probe with this.
I agree. Woo. We stand by that.
Yes. Yes.
We stand. Yes.
Boom. Look at that.
And the adult cards players need to have some.
We made a lot of progress, bro.
Oh, players need to have some moolah. Let's just start that.
Let's give them a set amount of money. Like,
let's give them a set amount of money for right now, and we'll add to this next time. We're gonna have a lot to do on Wednesday.
Yes,
we're gonna have a lot to do on Wednesday. Let's go. I mean, we're already this late. I'm sorry, everyone who can't stay on. We're gonna go to 11. We're gonna right up to 11.
What time is it?
Make it an even 3 hours. 10:40. Make it an even 3 hours. And this will be on GitHub, so you can catch up and take a look at what we did without having to rewatch everything. So let's finish this out. Let's do let's not. We're not gonna finish it out, but let's get this. So moolah, this is gonna be our bank. This is gonna be the thing that handles our betting. And so what is this gonna need to have?
It should be attached to a player somehow.
Moolah. What's up,
add money.
Umbraso?
Add
Hello,
money.
hello. How are you doing? Welcome to the channel.
Oh,
Thank you for the follow. So, this is gonna be like a little bank class. So,
we need a method
to
add moolah.
to the
Yeah.
So
We do need player. It's good that we made a class called player. Add moolah, add card. Yes, it makes sense.
I feel like add moolah should be in
The moolah could just be money or somewhat, like some representation of money or whatever.
Yeah.
But then you want to add moolah to the player, like add card, I guess. Because otherwise you have, what, you gonna pass a person in the moolah?
No.
Right.
Don't take the moolah. I don't know. So
Question is, what is this class?
when it's instantiated, self dot amount.
Yeah.
Everyone starts off this game with $50,000.
Woo! Big money grip.
Because Jack likes the high stakes games.
I love it.
All right, and in here you would need to be able to add money and subtract money. Really, I think that's all you would need to do. Yes. I sometimes they will code it even if it kills them. Yes, you're learning. You are no 35. Oh, because that's how much I'm worth right now. Is the 35,000?
Yeah,
that makes sense.
That's like
that makes sense. That's fair. I like the.
I
also like the. I like the continuity of my salary, my worth.
35K.
All I ask is that we need to start tracking Terrence's worth as well.
No. Negatives, bro.
Terrence already said we should have put 52 individual
no, I didn't.
card statements in here.
I definitely didn't say that.
But that underscore in it, this is a constructor. This is an initiation constructor for these classes. It's used to initialize these and kind of take in itself and create the things that you want from here to initialize this variable. It's a constructor. There's some good information on constructors on W3 schools if you want to check that out. What's up, Sir Night Lord? Welcome to the channel. Thank you for the follow. You're right on time to get $35,000 because everyone who plays gets 35. So you think
the add and subtract should be in here?
Where? I mean, then what's the point of? What would be the point of having this class?
Yeah.
Like we can, like,
that makes sense.
Like, yeah, I think def.
They both accept amounts. I guess.
Add moolah. We'll just take. We don't need to take two things. Oh, it don't need to take. Moolah might need to take bet as well, like the amount that you bet.
Yeah.
So, well, the amount is your total like bank.
I mean, the amount you pass into it. But the bet essentially.
So the bet gets passed in. So bet equals bet. Add moolah would take itself, and if we would call this if we won.
I like bet on that. Not really doing anything on the constructor with it.
Oh, you're right. That's fine. Well, because then we would, if we don't put in the constructor, we would have to add it to the subtract as well. I mean, we can,
right,
but yeah. All right, so so all this is gonna do is
that amount plus
turn self that amount plus self dot bet, and we can steal this and yank it. We can pay. Oh, undo. And tract moolah. And this will be minus. We can use this to print really quick. Let's delete all the rest of the crap that we have in here. We'll leave our game logic section. We got our deck. We don't even care about all this stuff. We don't even need the deck of cards right now because all the way down. I want to keep that in there for testing purposes. I
Cool.
And we need to bank equals, what do we call it? I already forgot. Moolah. Doesn't take anything, does it? It just takes the bet.
Yeah.
Let's say our bet was $5,500. Do we? Yeah, I think you're right though. That seems weird.
Oh, the way it, yeah, passing in like that.
Yeah, you're right.
But I like that fact that we don't have to. No,
but our initial we're gonna initially pass it in with a 0 bet, but like, our game's always gonna be our amount. Actually, this is fine.
It makes sense to have a bet in both of them because you're gonna be adding or subtract. No.
I mean, because we're using a set amount, I think it's fine. I think it's fine to leave it like this. I think if we were not using a set amount, it would not be fine. But it's fine. Let's just check. Let's see if this works real quick. We can change. We can definitely change. Bank.add moolah. This should give us back the math that I can't do. What do we have? 35,000. Should give us back 29.5.
Yeah, think about this money class.
Let's see. We do gotta think about this money class.
Adding the bet doesn't necessarily mean adding to your.
This should give us back as more, not subtract. This should give us back 40,500 self add the right self amount, self bet, and I get object instead of what I want. The object instead of what I want. Why is that? Would this work here? That makes sense. That was dumb. It would never add moolah. So, that wouldn't work because I'm calling it. I would have to. It would have to only be like if I did this now. It would. I think it would work, but I would have to just call or just be using bank. Not type string. That makes sense. I would have to turn it into a string.
I'm completely lost.
Sorry. No, I just want to check something before I started explaining it because I wasn't sure if it was going to work. I actually want to change that back to add moolah. I'll make it easy, like you said. Add bet is fine.
No, I like add moolah because this is going to be called after you win or lose the bet.
Yeah. Add moolah.
Yeah,
self.
Perfect.
Return self to bet. How do I get the value? I don't know.
Hold on, what's the error?
It's not an error. I'm just giving back the object instead. My bad. I'm giving back the object instead of the value.
Gotcha.
I don't know how to in Python. I don't know how to.
Let's see. Back action. Why was it's numbers, right? Unless are you passing in numbers or string?
That's a good question. I'm passing in numbers.
At the bottom when you call
a number.
That's a number.
There's an integer here. Moolah. Let's see. You're going to I'm going right to 11, and we're gonna stop right at 11 tonight because there's
3,500 plus. And you put 50,000 in.
Well, 5,500 Python.
I don't understand that. There's two numbers.
And object. Yeah, I don't understand that either. Actually, function exit handback value to the caller objective. Output. Oh, I could just do sum.
Yeah.
Oh no, never mind. Remember, I think there's a sum. I think sum works for list. I think it's a list method. This is class. What you want is return a class into.
Nonsense.
Man, I don't know what this is saying.
Go back to your code. Go back to your code. We got this. And then scroll down to where you call it add moolah. I just want to. Oh, you're not calling add moolah. Okay, gotcha.
Oh, is that why? That's why. That's dumb. No, I was calling it. Wasn't I?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure I was calling it, but I removed it because I was testing the other. You know what it was? I don't think I did these things.
There we go.
Whack City.
There we
go. Whack City.
Come on.
Okay.
Got this. It's late.
That's how you get to the bottom of the file. That's the best way. Go to the biggest line number you can type in.
Number. There you go. It's, boom.
Ooh, that did not do what I thought it was going to do.
Ooh la. See, we're going.
All right.
Beautiful.
So we can do some math now.
I
think we're in a good spot.
We're in a good spot.
So I'm not going to push this to master. We're going to learn. We have 8 minutes. We have 8 minutes to see branching strategies. Nice. So here's what we're going to do. Really quick for everyone who's been familiar with our Git stuff. We have our repo here that we're going to be pushing these things to. This is the master branch. The master branch still has the stub code that we started out with. We're not done with this code actually. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a branch for this to work off of, rather than pushing to to master. So the way that you do that is you do a git checkout -b. What are we gonna call this branch? Let's call this branch YOLO.
I know, see, that's why I couldn't give a suggestion, because it had to be something like this.
YOLO salute.
Naming is hard, man.
Name is very hard. Give us a name. Give us a name. Give us a name for the branch. First name that comes through,
we're using.
Call it doesn't crash. I like that. Doesn't. Well, we don't know yet if it doesn't crash, but I like that. I'm putting a dash in here.
There we go.
This branch is called doesn't crash. Doesn't really matter. It's just a name for the branch. Git checkout -b doesn't crash. Now we can operate as normal. Doesn't crash yet. We could check out that branch as well, but git status. Okay, so we can check our status. Remember, I said there's really three parts, but the fourth part is checking the status constantly. We have 2 files here that we modified. We did modify the README because we updated the things that we did. So what else did we do? Players have some moolah. We did in fact do that. Player needs to be able to bet moolah. I think we did that.
No, we didn't.
Okay, we're not fully done with it. It'll do the math, but
Right.
they can't actually bet.
Can't actually bet, yeah.
All right, we're getting there. We'll save
We're
this.
almost done. We got 3 things left.
We got 3 things left.
Oh, there's a
so
lot.
git status, git add. We need to add the files that we have here. I could just do a dot, but
Never do that.
never do that either. So I added them. So that tells Git to go ahead and stage these things to get ready to be committed. So now I can commit them. So git commit -m. I'm going to give it a message. I'm going to say here, what's up, Raux RL? Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the channel. We're going to say YOLO'd our way through Jack's, through Mr. Black's.
There we go.
Solutions, requirements.
Mr. Black's Jack Solutions.
Black's Blackjack requirements. This is a terrible commit message. Oh, big mistake. I didn't mean to hit enter. That was fast. You want to be more descriptive. You would, first off, your commit probably wouldn't be this large. Well, it's 1 file. But I would say the things that I actually did. I would say I implemented a class for a person, for moolah, for things like that.
Cut at such and such.
I mean, you want to make them easily identifiable in case you need to do anything with them. So I should have said something like git commit. Added classes, for person, for moolah, for cards in the deck, something like that. Cool. So I've committed that locally. If I do a git status, it says nothing to commit, because as far as git is concerned, I basically saved the state, the point in time of this. It's created its diff files, but I need to get this to our centralized repository, which is GitHub. So I simply have to do a git push -u and the name of the branch. So what's the name of the branch? Doesn't crash. Oops, is that not it?
Community and Blast 7, y'all have to join us on the what is it? The Ask Me Everything or Ask Me Anything Tech Talk. Because they be going off on their coworkers, bro. Community and Blast 7, y'all gotta join.
I love it.
I want to hear y'all's work experiences. I got tons of questions to ask you. Well, I got tons of questions to ask everybody, but
okay, so new branch is pushed up. So here's the thing: if you're new to GitHub, when you get here, you will not see this code directly on the master branch. So we're on master right now. This code is still the old code. It doesn't show any of our updates. It's still old code, but what you can do from this page is simply click the branch here, and you can go down to the doesn't crash branch, and you can now see that that squeak is bothering me. And we've completed some things here.
Hey.
And if you click on there, we can see our code. And again, this is a separate branch, so this code is kind of independent from the master branch. So if anyone new comes in between now and Wednesday, they can still pull the same code. They won't get all the updates.
How do you feel about feature branches?
Branch
per feature.
A branch per feature to deploy, or a branch per feature to develop?
To develop.
I'm okay with that.
Okay.
I think it depends on how many developers you have on your team.
Yes, I would agree. That can get freaking messy.
They can get messy.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Fair enough.
But yes, so that's how you can see this. Eventually, once we have a working product, we will take all this code from this branch. I'll create. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna actually compare. I'm gonna submit a pull request, so you guys can comment on it if you'd like. Tear it to pieces if you want. But I'm gonna label it a work in progress. Work in. I'm gonna name it a whip. Create a new label, whip, which is a work in progress. Go ahead, I don't care. Description, not to be merged, still a work in progress. The color needs to be something a little more aggressive.
That's
I'm cool with
aggressive.
that. 2? Woo!
There we go. No, you're not feeling the purple?
It's too late. It's done.
Yo.
So work in progress is here. And we will create a pull request.
I should have did red.
What this pull request will do is it'll allow people to go through and be able to check my code and see if it's good, and then it'll actually show the differences. It'll display the differences between the two. I like split. It'll show you the differences between the master branch and the branch that I have now. So it'll show all the changes. You see here the X's that I added in here. You can see all the places where I added code over here on the right, but subtracted code over here on the left. So this is an art, getting through code reviews and like being able to compare code and determine if it's good. It's great. You can comment on these things. I'm sure a lot of you will comment on these things, which is fine. Go ahead, go for it. It is available. So if you go to this Jack Black Blackjack repo, you can click on the pull request right up here, and you can actually see that, and you can comment on it if you'd like. I should be the only person that can merge it, so it's not a big deal. But yeah, there we go. Right at 11, I think we're good.
Nice.
Based on the size. Oh, let me see. Let me need to read. Definitely useful and descriptive commit message. You definitely get one, yeah. Unless your coworkers are morons who don't try, that's fair.
They gotta be on the top. They gotta be.
It's pretty. This is totally YOLO. It is YOLO. But I'm telling you, I feel you. I'm telling you that somebody out there learned something from our YOLOing. Because I don't know. I want to give the people the freedom to YOLO. Because if we were sitting here really fighting through the right answers all the time, people would be like, I can't keep up with that conversation. I don't know what's right. it's already overwhelming. But yeah, we will. I promise you, when we do the non-intro courses, we will be much more intentional about the structure of our code, the what we're doing, what we're using. I think part of almost everything that we're going to do as we get past the intro sessions are going to be. I think there's going to be some design. I think that's something that I wish I got to practice more previous to this, is the design, like the forethought of your code, kind of designing those things out, a little bit of whiteboarding, a little more pseudocode, to kind of figure out how your stuff is going to be set up. Like, we're literally just hopping into code, and we're stream of consciousness typing. Like, we're literally that's what's crazy. Stream of consciousness, just go. It's fun. I actually have a really good time doing it. Like,
yeah, it's pretty fun.
It's pretty fun. Most coders have no spine.
Woo.
Yeah, I mean, hey, this one sounds over. What management criteria is?
Management carries.
Bro, I can't read.
At all.
It's late. It is late. I made up I added in so many letters, but cool. It's 11. I'm gonna let everyone go. It's a long night. If you're in the DevOps bootcamp, tomorrow will be 3 hours. Just so you know, we're doing We're doing Kubernetes. It's probably gonna take us 45 minutes to get fully set up with with Minikube. I'm gonna try to start immediately. So if you're interested in that, check that out. Wednesday, you know what we'll be doing. We'll be finishing up everything that we did tonight. We'll try. We'll get through it. We'll get through it. No problem. I'll speed it up a little bit, but we'll be more intentional about those things. But everyone, have a good night. Disc 1 of 5. Have a great night. I will talk to you all later. One, I don't know, there's a Docker question I can't remember who it's from. I'll grab it. I will try to give you an answer tomorrow. Well, actually, I'm gonna scroll back up now. Let me read it first. Good he is. I'm telling y'all. I have a Docker for Windows. I already can't help you. Running a container that can't resolve an external host because the external IP is on a 172 subnet. So it's external to Docker, but maybe not an external IP. That seems like an internal address. And I think because the internal containers are also on 172 subnet, so no ping is resolved. That sounds right. But if I ping the FQDN, the IP resolves, but no pings make it to it. So I'm assuming you've checked if you can. It was actually Disc 1 of 5. So I'm assuming you've checked if you can ping. I'm assuming you can ping that IP regardless, not in the container. Can't resolve an external host. 172 subnet is is 17 no, I don't think 172 is internal. I'm trying to think here. I feel like I've seen this before. No ping resolves, and so I know you can't ping it, but can you? Yeah, that would ping it.
Talking about changing the default Docker IP.
Yeah. Yes. Changing the default Docker IP range is probably going to help you. No, yes, I actually think that's going to fix it. It might be a Docker for Windows networking issue. I think you still have the option to change the IP range in the settings. Yeah, try that out. Let me know. Maybe you're telling me at the bottom it didn't work, but that's probably, it definitely sounds like a Docker for Windows networking issue. Hopefully it's a conflict that can be resolved with the settings, and not just a bad iteration of, like, just a Windows functionality problem, a Docker on Windows functionality problem. But try that out. Let me know how that goes if you haven't tried that out already. I think that sounds like a good idea. 172 issue pinged a non 172 IP and it worked perfectly. Yeah. Yes. I think that will fix it. But cool. All right, we're gonna get out of here. I'm gonna go to bed. I do have to work in the morning. Everyone have a good night. Appreciate you guys sticking around for so long.
Yes.
Peace out.